Yo, how goes it? What up, what up, what up? What up, chat? Yo, Dunk? You mean fellow youngster Dunk? That was a typo, I'm sure. Finally back for some action. Don't let me, don't let my bet be wasted. Your bet? You're already talking about bet? We just went live. You may have an addiction. You may have a problem. Good to see you, Chad. Good to see you. I hope you're having an amazing Wednesday night / Thursday morning, right? Yeah. Wednesday night / Thursday morning. Here in Texas, it is 12:30 a.m. So technically it's Thursday now. It's after midnight. Ready for the big storm, Dunk? Dude, I went to so after yesterday's stream, I ate breakfast and then I was like, all right, I probably should grab a couple things in case, there's been several times I said, hey, there's going to be some ice and snow, and then there's absolutely nothing. But there has been times that they're like, hey, it's going to be a little bit of ice and snow, and then, the power grid went down and we didn't have power for over 3 days. So I figured, you know what? Let's prepare for the one without power. And so I went to the store and dude, it was crazy. It was so yesterday, or I guess earlier today, it was Wednesday, probably 10 a.m. because it was a little bit after stream. And whenever I went there, it was like going there on a Saturday at 3 p.m. or something. It was packed. The whole place was packed. I guess everybody was like, oh my God. It's the end of times. Snow's coming. And yeah, it was just jam-packed. People always panic buy. Oh yeah. Meanwhile, everybody's, prepping, water, eggs, bread, the basics. And I was just looking at the snacks. I was like, listen, if I'm stuck inside, I need to make sure I got some Cheetos, got some Doritos, maybe a couple frozen meals. They're like, water, bread. I'm just like, candy, soda. No, not soda. I keep the soda away, damn it. I did grab some Gatorade, though. Hope you got a generator so you don't freeze again. I do not have a generator, but I got battery backups and have clean drinking water in case some shit was to go down. But it's probably not going to be anything crazy. This one's supposed to, from the look of things, it'll be maybe we'll get to see a little bit of snow, or it may just be look wet outside and be icy. Probably how it's going to be. All right, I'm trying to decide what our run for today is going to be in Noita, so I'm a little quiet for a moment. What sounds like a fun run to do today? I was wanting to do a longer run today because our recent runs in Noita have been a little we've been doing a lot of shorter runs. They've been fun, don't get me wrong. We've done nightmare runs. We've been doing random start runs, just all kinds of goofiness. But today I think I'm going to do a longer run. Yeah, I think the all greater chest one, that's a good idea, Lude. I like that one a lot. All right, well, anyways, I think for our run today, I wanted to do that one. Lude brought it up a little while ago, and Vex kept suggesting it. I think it sounds like a fun run, is doing all the greater treasure, all the natural greater, can't even talk, all the natural great treasure chest spawns in a run, which there are 3. Which are, when you kill the Leviathan, it spawns a great treasure chest. When you cast the end of everything, it gives you a great treasure chest. And then when you, when I say natural, I guess that one's a little bit weird, but natural. But it means just all the ways to get a great treasure chest. I guess I'm trying to compare it to we're not going to go looking in the world, traveling for hours, just looking for a great treasure chest. Leviathan, end of everything, and the greed dice. Greed dice actually gives you 2 great treasure chests. These are the 3 methods to, I guess, spawn a great treasure chest without finding it in the world, just to run around. All boss speedrun attempts. Oh, I'm glad you said that. I mean, no, I don't want to do that, but there was a new world record in the most popular category in Noita, in case you guys didn't hear. I found out about it yesterday. Chat told me. Look at the Noita channel on Discord. Bex posted a GIF. Okay, give him one moment. I'll peep. But yes, Yolk yesterday claimed a new world record that actually took 2 categories, and it is the any % random seed, meaning it's just like load into a game of Noita, get a win as fast as possible, which is probably the broadest, most competitive category in Noita. And yeah, he got a new world record, and we'll watch that in just a moment. Rosalie says, I was there. This is definitely a Giga Chad Yolk moment. That's awesome for Yolk, especially because it gives Yolk a little bit of revenge on Hard Possession, because Hard Possession was the guy, if you guys don't remember, he was the guy that took Yolk's world record away, that he tried for over 3,000 runs. Yolk finally got it after thousands of attempts. He got the world record in the all boss random seed, and then Hard Possession took it back in a day. Well, now Yolk took his world record in this category, so a little bit of revenge. The competitiveness is getting spicy. All right, let's watch this world record run before and then we can start things up. What is Yolk's new world record look like? We watched it the other day. It's pretty great, actually. Yolk did fantastic. He was cooking. All right, hold on. Let's see.
Will be missed.
There he is.
Will be missed.
You had 146 in VOD, take note. True.
What about the most expensive redeem? What about it, Walt? What about it? KW also is gone? Okay. Mispay, I should have crystalled the standard dude. Oh, where is the gold? Bro, this could have been so much better. And Whitehall? Brother, man. Why? Why am I so stupid? Just crystal the standard, brother, man. Like, it's not that difficult.
Right by the Uko.
It ain't that difficult, just simply crystal him. Unfortunately, I think I only have... I don't know how to do Whitehall thing. Do I have freeze? Wait, do I have freeze on me? Do I have freeze? The freezing circle? Do I have it, chat? Chatters? Do I have it? I do! Wait!
He was quick as shit on that kill, too.
What? Huh? No, explode me, explode me! What? Were you here, guys? You were so here, what the fuck? I just realized halfway that this is the record. Motherfucker.
That's a crazy.
Gosh darn it, I didn't know it was a freeze on my wand. You guys were here. Mo! It was a Whitehall C2. Meh? Oh, come on, HP, come on. I know it could have been better, but you got to at least admit that I was here and you were here. Mods. Yeah.
That was an awesome run, though. That one was, whoo! He 1 in 1,000 Foxy jump scare. What the fuck? Why is this on? Was he compromising the legitimacy of his run, his world record? Why in the new world record is this fucking mod on? It's like that's 1 in 10,000 actually, isn't it? 1 in 10,000 Foxy jump scare. There's a jump scare counter on the bottom. Oh yeah, right there. What the fuck? What in the hell? But yes, this is a insanely fast world record. In fact, it improved on the world record by like 7 seconds, which is pretty big gap. We'll see how Hard Possession responds. But yeah, this is very, very big. There's not changes very often in the any % world records. I mean, you see here, there's been some submissions and stuff, but if you look at the history, let me show you one of them down here. Look at this. One time, the world record stayed in place for 1 year and 5 months. Nobody beat it. And he set a timer at 1 minute and 58 seconds. And then since then, there's been lots of improvements. And then now we're sitting at Yolks, which the last one stayed for 4 months. That's a pretty good chunk of time.
So you're doing a TI range of 1 to 34 as a celebration, right?
Oh, hell no. Hell no. You should try this mod. Is this Yolk playing thick Mina mod or something?
Explosion into though. Pretty good. Do they still have the attack? No. It's still just swappers though. Well, I would love to like capitalize on that, but unfortunately, not really possible. Jesus Christ! That scared the shit out of me. What the fuck?
What the fuck, man? Listen, on Halloween, you can get me to play that. How about that? Look forward to Halloween, sure. All right, what are we doing here? We'll go ahead and open the bets first. Let's do that. And I'll clarify the rules and get all that stuff set up. And yeah, we can do a shop, all that kind of stuff. So our goal today, we have to get the end of everything great chest. We have to get end of everything, Leviathan kill, and the greed dice chest. These are the three we're going for. It's 9 a.m. Okay, hold on. Noita, 3, did I say greed dice chest? 3 great chests. Keep calling them greed dice chest. 3, I'll just call them 3 great chest spawns, because you actually get 2. Do you have to open the chest, or just have them appear, since the Leviathan chest despawns easily? We'll just say have them appear, that way the Leviathan doesn't, you know, yeah. We won't have some technicality. 3 great chest, great treasure chest spawns. There it is. Predictions are open. Go ahead and get your predictions in. It is going to be the 3 great treasure chest spawns daily run. The 3 great chests being Leviathan, End of Everything, and the Greed Dice, which actually spawns in 2 treasure chests, but there are 3 different spawning moments. There are other methods to get great treasure chests, whatever you want to call them, and but we're doing the 3 that are reliable and consistent, not a variable of just like RNG where you're just kind of running around hoping that it happens.
Good morning, everyone.
What if you use remote item throw glitch for the greed dice and the ability to grab it from danger? So my main issue is not necessarily, I mean, it is dangerous, but my issue is that the black holes that shoot from it actually destroy the greed dice. They end up like deleting it. So we have to get a situation going where hopefully we have so many greed dice that we can get through the deleting of the dice, or we have some way to make it where it doesn't delete them, it is possible. We'll see. All right, let's get to it. Mod, turn this off. Disable mod restrictions. Don't forget, these days we still have the ghost wands on. Wait, what? No, not this one. We're doing it's this one. There we go. Daily run. Let's see if it put us on the right daily. Did you read Clinks get nerfed? He did? I didn't even hear about it. It's the first time I'm hearing about it. What'd they do to my boy? Oh, shit. Is this the right daily? Oh, it's not even the right daily. Hold on. Let me see what it would have been. Wow, a freezing liquid potion. Just what I wanted. Wasn't even the right daily. Can you parallel world dupe the dice? Yes, and I plan to. I definitely plan to. Aussie Chops says, hi from Australia. I only have a few wins, but I've gotten them from your YouTube videos. Cheers. Aw, thanks for watching the vids, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for checking it out. And also, thanks for stopping by the live stream, man. 10K sweat from Aussie Chops. We are in the correct daily. We're starting with Spitterbolt, Firebolt. Not my favorite. Imagine the wrong seed having the dice game be him. It wouldn't be, the dice wouldn't bother me. It would be if that was a great chest right off the beginning. I'd be like, we have to stay on this seed. We can't go back to the daily. It would just be like a sign. But yeah, the dice I'm not too worried about. Once we grab the greed curse, we literally will just run around in like Walmart. Oops. And we'll find a greed dice. Don't worry, I'll explain in detail what each step, you know me. I'm always yapping about each step. So if there's questions like, wait, what's the greed dice and what's this and what's that? Well, whenever we get there, we'll go on rants about it. Don't you worry. We'll yap about it. It's dye. I apologize. The green dye. I can't help it. I always say green dice. Singular. Green dye. Chaotic poly. Can we even get that? We can dig to it, but honestly, not really worth the trouble. You're only allowed to say die until you dupe your first die, at which it is dice. What if I just say dice the whole time? Is that okay? If I trigger everybody. Dunk, how's Dunkbot doing? Is he even still alive? Yes, it is still alive. It's alive and kicking. Though I didn't get much done on it yesterday. I was a little bit sad about that. I was having to take care of some IRL stuff. Just some life stuff getting in the way of my programming. Dunk, I did try hot honey again for the second time. I don't know, man. This stuff is still too sweet for me. Maybe like the ratios, like everybody's got their own ratios, right? Maybe the ratios for the place that you're getting at is kind of scuffed. Maybe you're more of a hot sauce kind of guy, less of the honey. I like hot honey though. That shit is good, man. That's the good stuff. Blood, it's literally honey. Well, hot honey is just, it's hot sauce and honey mixed together. And he's saying too sweet. So I'm saying maybe your ratio is a little less honey, more hot sauce. That's what you need. Go away, worms. Got some worm blood if we want to go check that one dark cave. It's chili oil, isn't it? It doesn't have to be. I mean, I see people mixing just like regular ass hot sauces with honey to make like homemade hot honey. So it all depends about where you're getting it. And I'm sure not all hot sauces mix very well with honey, but not everybody has like, you know, in the moment they're just like working with whatever hot sauce they have near them. Like, boom, hot honey, there you go. But this guy's a problem. Because in the first zone, we're not super equipped for this guy, but if we can get him on fire, which he is right now, fire damage is % damage. This can wear away at him. We want him to stay on fire as much as possible. Burn! Burn! There he goes. And we got scammed. Awesome. But there is a massive worm corpse there if we want to try to milk it for some worm blood, which I know sounds really weird, but that's actually a legitimate strategy. Hey, I'm not being weird. Is honey a sauce? Now Pigbelly's asking the real questions. Say real sections. The real questions. Is honey a sauce? I mean, I guess. What else would it be considered? Like, what other... Honey is vomit? Also true. So if you say honey is sauce, then vomit is sauce by... I mean, it's just basic connection drawn there. Honey is pancake sauce. Pancake sauce? I think you're mixing up honey and syrup. Syrup is both the, I guess, a sauce and the national drink of Canada. Cheers! As they down some syrup. Mayonnaise isn't a sauce. Wait, what is mayonnaise considered? I mean, it's just a condiment, yeah, but is it... Condiment doesn't exactly... Like, sauces are still condiments. Over here. Mayo is life. Alright, I don't like mayo that much. Mayo is life. I die. Live for the mayo, die for the mayo. It would sound weird. Like if somebody says pass the ketchup sauce, that doesn't sound that weird to me. Pass the... If they said mayonnaise sauce, I wouldn't be that weirded out. But if they said pass the honey sauce... I would be a little weirded out, like, huh? Honey sauce. Is the air a sauce? And now I don't know what you guys are getting lost, man. You're getting lost in the sauce. Honey barbecue sauce, that does sound normal. But I think it's the barbecue kind of doing the carrying, right? That's kind of a weird one, but we'll take it. What is the story slash reason behind sweat as the stream currency? There's no like really great background story or anything. It's literally like in my early days of streaming. You know, I'm from Texas, and it gets a little toasty here. It's a little warm at times, and whenever I would be playing games, I tended to be pretty sweaty, like physically. Like you could see. I remember I'd be playing Pokemon with my, you know, 5 viewers. We're chilling, playing some Pokemon, and I'd have like little sweat stains in my pits. So all the time people would make comments about sweatiness, sometimes meaning like the physical sweatiness, but sometimes also meaning like in the try-hard sense. It'd be like, oh, look, he's sweating his ass off just because I was trying to get a win. And so it just kind of is a term that stuck around a lot, where sweaty this, sweaty that. And I kind of like it because, well, first off, I am physically very sweaty all the time because, listen, I'm a sweaty nerd. I will admit it. But also, I'm a sweaty nerd in the gamer sense of, like, really try hard. I don't care if we're playing checkers, if we're playing tic-tac-toe. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to win. I'm going to crush you. It's going to be easy. And I'm going to say, GG, get the fuck out. So, yeah, sweaty is kind of just stuck around because, I don't know, it's just kind of common term used in the channel, so it just became the currency, and yeah, that's it. That's all. You GG no re-ass bitch. GG no re. He remembers. He's held that trauma with him. A bit of fire damage. Should I? Yeah, there we go. Just want to make sure there's nothing down here that I was missing. Bit of gold. Does Tentacler have friendly fire? Yes, I believe so. There may be some objects you can attach it to that won't hurt you, but actually, now that you're saying that, I may be mixing up Tentacler and Personal Tentacle Thrower. I feel like they both are friendly fire, but now I'm not so confident, because there's this one. And then there is the Personal Tentacler. There we go. I could be mixing up. I'm not so confident now. If I had to guess, it's yes, but I would not bet my life on it. If it's a QZ game show question, I'm sweating. I'm like, oh god, you don't know. So channel points are sweat because you got hot and bothered and sweaty from Pokemon. Always knew you were a furry. Hold up now. Now that is misinformation. Yeah, it kind of just stuck around just because it was a term. And whenever I first got my little affiliate sub thing, I remember somebody subscribed, one of my first subs ever, and they were like, what do we call it the subs? And I was like, we don't need a name. We don't, like, you know, people can just support the channel and we don't need a name. And then immediately somebody, it was a random person. I wish I knew who it was. They deserve credit. But they were like, because I was saying, we don't need a name. And then they go, we're the Moist Mob. And I was like, all right, it's pretty good. That's pretty good. And so, anytime people would sub, people would just be yelling, Moist Mob. So that it kind of just stuck around. Just became part of the channel's branding. I don't think Tentacler hurts you. Can't see where it does on the wiki. Tentacler is one of those that I don't really use a lot, so I do not feel the confidence. I do use the Personal Tentacler Thrower, and I do get hit by that one, so that's why I'm like, I know that one does. But the Tentacler, not so confident. If Dunk is turned on while playing Noita, he's probably turned on during Pokemon. Wait, well, first off, what? What the hell are all these conclusions you're drawing? You're just making up? Momga is my source. Oh shit. Momga does know all. She's right. Momga. Personal Tickler doesn't hurt you when applied to you, by you, just when it hits or is inflicted by others. Okay, so if you apply it to yourself, that makes sense. Guess you could apply it to yourself with like a wisp or some shit, so you're just tentacling the whole time in a safe way. This is scary. Wait, what? Where's the wand? Oh shit, oh shit. Oh! I knew he was up to no good. That would have been an insta, and I would not have been happy. Jump in here. Can you explain this run? There are 3 ways to guarantee get a great treasure chest to spawn in your game. Great treasure chests can always spawn naturally. You can just be roaming around in Noita and being like, oh shit, a great treasure chest. They're rare. It's a 1 in 1,000 chance, but they happen. So what we're doing though, we don't want that RNG of being like walking around like, oh, I found a great chest. That can take days, hours, whatever. Take a very long time to get your hands on one just through randomness. We're going to force 3 great chest spawns. One of them, when you kill the Leviathan, a guaranteed great chest spawns then. Another time, you get a great chest spawn whenever you cast the End of Everything spell. You can cast it many times and get many great chests, but as long as we do it at least once, that counts. And then there's another method with a greed die. The greed dice. Apparently I can't say dice until there's multiple, otherwise people in the chat will be triggered. But the greed die will spawn in, or can spawn in, 2 great chests. So technically it's 4 total. So we're going to do all 3 of these methods today. Vex has been suggesting that we do this run for a while, and I'm finally getting around to it. Of course, Vex isn't here right now, so later he's going to be like, God damn it, you did it on a day I wasn't hanging out. Why are you wearing a gray hoodie in the channel profile picture? So, it's funny that you bring that up. Maybe you were here for the discussion the other day, but I don't know. I just changed, like, back whenever I changed my profile picture, I didn't realize the orange hoodie was going to be this, like, permanent part of my branding. It just kind of happened. Chat bullied me into this life, okay? I didn't choose this life. So that little profile picture was just kind of like one that was made for a different, it was like a charity event thing, charity gaming event. It was just something I had. It was a little pixel art picture supposed to be of me. And so I posted that as my channel icon. And then I remember somebody later saying the orange hoodie thing. And I was like, I wish I had used an orange hoodie in that picture. And you may say, well, then why not just change it? Because I found out changing your profile image in Twitch is a mistake. I mean, I guess there could be good reasons, good chances to do it, but in general, when you go from being maybe a smaller streamer to having like a community, now people know of your existence, do not change your profile picture because it will just have a negative impact on your following being able to know you're live. That may sound crazy, but trust me, it happened. It happened. One day I changed my image, my little profile picture image. I didn't really think much of it. And over the next, weeks to months, I had several community members that I hadn't seen in a while return saying, "What? I didn't realize you were still streaming. I just use my little sidebar to tell when your icon is there, and I hadn't seen it in a month or 2. I just assumed you stopped streaming, but it turned out I had just changed my profile picture, and they just assumed it was some random other person they followed, and I don't know, they just never looked at, they didn't ever say, who is that person?" So yeah, then I realized, hey, I can never change my profile picture again, otherwise there'll be a drop off in community members, like viewership, because people don't realize that that's you. But yeah, and it was suggested that if we change it 1 pixel at a time, then we could rebrand. So if I want to change my hoodie to an orange one, as long as I do it 1 pixel at a time, it can work. All right, closing all bets. Let's go. Let us go. What the fuck is this? What is what? What do you mean, what is that? That's my hair. Listen, sometimes your hair will part to the side, right? Sometimes it goes this way. Sometimes it's hair, man. It's not stuck in place. Okay, there's not a dent, chat. There's not a dent up there. Pull the hair back. What? This is no. It's my hair. That's not. Listen. It's not a wig. Maybe a little bit of a 5 head, but not a wig. The wig just moved. That's my hair. Come on, Chad. Come on. You chumps. Show the 6 head. It's a 5 head. And it's because I have a massive brain. That's the only reason it's so large. Let's see. What are we doing here? Black holes. This is huge. Give me one moment, Chad. I'll yell at you in a second. Let me get everything sorted out. You know what we can do? So we have this wand here that has an always cast circle of like the little polymorphine stuff. So when you cast like this, and if I piss off the gods, what will happen is it converts Steve, like the boss, into a sheep. And then I kill the sheep, and the game does not register that I've killed one of the Steves. So let me show you what I mean. So we just dig a hole there. He's going to spawn in. Then we kill the sheep. So now the game does not know I've killed one of those Steves, meaning I am not... Because once you kill 3 of the skeletons, the Stevaris, whatever you want to call them, then a big Steve shows up, and he can be a problem. But by sheeping him, we have now delayed having to deal with the big Steve. We can continue to do this at all the Holy Mountains, in fact, if we really want to. So let's go do that, I guess. Tapion will remember this. Tapion, who dis? I don't know my finished stuff. All right. We'll re-roll these. Exploding corpses. I do want that. The deer god. Oh, that's true. Actually, that the deer god. When you kill those sheep, it is inching you closer to fighting the deer god. Not wrong. Black hole on the sheep one. Okay, maybe it's a little bit too crazy. I'm not going to carry the sheep one for long. I'm just heading down to the next mountain. Then I'll drop it there after I deal with Steve. Okay, looks like there's nothing there. I'm just heading down really quickly. We still have lots to do in this zone. Some pollen. I kind of do want that. Actually, you know what? I'll take that over the missiles. Come on. That's not a bad one either. We may end up utilizing it. Just not at the moment. Okay, so there's still tons to do. Tons of resources to get in this zone. But before we do all that, we jump to this mountain. Because we know we already angered the gods. They're already very pissed off at us. So then what we do is we say, come here, Steve. Come here. Then we sheep him. Then we kill him. So now we've already killed both 2 of the Steves that are at the 2 mountains we went to so far. So we'll put up the circle of the sheep stuff there. Then we will shoot this black hole up. Yeah, we did lose the gold from him. We could have grabbed that gold if we wanted. Yeah, spam it in there. What is this? Pasta. Hi, Dunk. This is... Would you say Gamba's mom? I noticed you haven't been picking my son for your team in gym class. He's been having a really hard time since his dad and I split up, and it doesn't make it easy on him when you re-roll and say, we're not taking Gamba. I think you should take a hard look at yourself in the mirror and think how it would feel if someone said that about you. Gamba is fucking shit! Gamba is bullshittery. You don't want to risk the bad RNG, man. Gamba risks something going terribly wrong. Damn it. Pretty lame. Can we speed up this run a little, please, so there's still time for some random starts later? Ooh. We'll see. I mean, don't get your hopes up on that one, because this run is potentially a long one. It really depends, you know, we're a little bit at the mercy of some RNG moments. Yeah, there's going to be some definitely scary shit going down. Toxic immunity could protect against the greed curse, right? There's an element of the greed curse it does protect you from, I believe. That's actually a good idea. I'm glad you pointed that out. I can't remember if it's the liquid or the rock. There's something about it helps you with. Did they change that a while back? I can't even remember. There's so many things that have changed through the years. We'll grab it anyways. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Why would he not just take the immunity there? Because I was thinking about getting another reroll in, but after that was brought up, I'm like, you know what? That's a good call. Let's grab it. I can stable the teleport now. Oh yeah, I forgot. We need some slime, don't we? I'm glad you said something. We'll get some slime, don't worry. There's always some slime, even with the corpses exploding all over the place. We'll get our hands on some. There's some Lumi timers. If we need them. Probably not. I also need to heal. Oh, a meditation cube. Interesting. Oh shit, I didn't even see that. I'm blind, I guess. He's camoed. My health is getting way too low. I know.
Hey there, boys and sweaty boys.
Seems we have a dumbass among us, but we can't just watch him die, can we?
No, I'm healed. We're fine. Don't be so afraid. Checked that earlier. Checked that. Man, we're just getting scammed. Left and right. I've checked enough of the right side. There's probably like a formation or two that I missed over there. But I'm getting tired of exploring and I have a full health, so let's go to the left side. Left side will give us a loot. The cube. Oh, yeah, the cube. We need poly first. Then I'll do the cube. I did almost forget about it already, though. Oh my gosh, what are all these formations not paying out? They're just scamming us left and right. There we go. There we go. Surely we can get a little bit of slime from this. Surely. I don't know if I actually got any in there. Oh, I did pour any out. Let's try this again. Almost there. 3%. Need just a tiny bit more. Damn, this is crazy. We've had, like, I don't know, 7 formations not pay out so far. This could be number 8. Let's see. 8 formations not pay out. Each formation has a 40% chance of not giving you anything. But 8 times? That's a little bit crazy. Alright, that's good enough. Pretty stable. He said that's a 320% chance of nothing. Yeah, that math sounds accurate. Oh. Jesus! Another one didn't pay out. The scams. Telemage. Ow. Oh, a chest! They do exist. They're real. They're disappointing. Lava potion. I don't like that. Makes me uneasy. Polymorphine. So that seems kind of silly, but that's actually what we're looking for right now. Damn. Game, please. I can get you to chill just for a moment. Need this guy. Come on. Come on. Oh my god. That was crazy. He's like, oh. It's like, oh, fuck off. Stupid little lump. Is there anything down here? Chance for a heart. Ooh. Finally. Now it's coming up. Millhouse. Jungle's full of heart mages today. It's going to be easy. Ooh. Woohoo. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now... use pollen on this coal. Alright. So I have to be very careful about when I poly myself because I gotta make sure that these pollen have homing on them. I don't want any of this pollen being around. Okay, it's all gone. I'm meditating right now. Chat, meditate with me. Alright, we're done meditating. Now. Now, whenever I jump into this portal, it will give me the ability to edit my wands. So we're going to jump in. Here we are. Actually, what I was thinking about, what was I thinking about? Oh yeah, because if I jump back out, I don't want any pollen to be around there and kill me. So I have the ability to edit, which is quite helpful. Guess we do it like that. Whatever. It doesn't really matter right now. So now when I go to leave, and I jump into this portal, it will remove my ability to edit off of my character. But I don't let them know that I'm leaving, and I leave as a innocent sheep, and you don't tell the devs that I'm using leet hacksaw skills, I still have the edit ability. Woo! Now, at first you're going to be like, holy shit. But you only get to have it for like 10 minutes. So the devs did actually, I guess, anticipate people pulling this kind of stuff. And they made it where, yes, it's a helpful trick, but you don't get to permanently keep it for the rest of the run. It just is, you know, after the time runs up, you just go back to being normal. Until then, we got some editing. Devs, arrest this man. 10 minutes, that's not even half a chainsaw rant. Hilarious. Hilarious. Wish I had teleport so I could get back over to that one area quicker. But I wanted to have the ability to edit while I'm in this zone over here, because there's tons of wands usually in here that are interesting. No, there will be no consumes. Ow, I accidentally hit myself with pollen. The downfall in pollen, it can do that crap. Another heavy spread, I'll take that. Put up the rest. There's our swapper. We're going to... there's double swappers, actually. See if I can get rid of them real quick. Okay, hold on. Let me get rid of that. Hey. Whoop. There we go. Oh, shit. What's happening? Oh, boy. Doesn't happen often, but every once in a while we do have it happen in our Noita runs where the game can kind of freak out on you. So I'm trying to hold the pause button right now. Oh, a bone wand. That is possible. It is actually very, very possible. Huh. What is going on? We just gotta chill for a moment, I guess, and see if... I'm trying to pause so that we can try to stabilize it. I wonder what happens to the edit timer when the game freezes like that. It also slows down. Content is coming. Believers are shaking. You think so? You think it's something that deadly? I don't know. Sometimes the engine does do weird stuff where it's just... it's nothing crazy. Let's hope it's the nothing crazy one. No, I am not clicking links. Hey, you know how your game is freezing up? Check out this link, please. I'm trying to mod restart. No, I am not clicking. When you heard me say I'm not clicking links, your first thought was, hey, let me find a link for him to click. You fool. Can a swapper swap you through tablet? Yes, but it's sort of weird. So whenever you throw the tablet, most people think of like throwing the tablet as giving you trick kills, but sometimes whenever you throw the tablet, it actually credits the player with the kill. And on those same moments, if you had thrown it at a swapper and it's going to give you credit, then it knows you're the one that threw the tablet, so it actually will swap you. If you want to guarantee that the tablet does not have player ownership, it doesn't know who threw the tablet, you have to drag it from your inventory, which I would show right now, except for the fact that the engine is running like garbage.
Please?
There are times that I've had this happen, and you assume, oh man, there must be one insane wand that fired off nearby, and then we've just explored and just never found anything. Could be the case. I think it's usually physics jank. Yeah, exactly, Liquid Cake. I think that's what it is too. The game just struggling to calculate something, some weird interaction between like liquids or some nonsense, and it's freaking out. It sucks because like you would, you know, I like to be like, oh, I'll just use this moment to go grab a glass of water or whatever. But knowing my luck, I'd walk away and then everything starts running smooth, and then the enemies just walk over and kill me while I'm AFK. So it's a bit scary. Okay, all right, the cloud is turned off, I know. How was your day? Going pretty good. Oh, what the fuck? That loaded quick. I do not have sync on, I have that turned off. Oh? There's a missing wand. Oh god. Oh god. Weebs, no. Now's not the time, damn it. Mods, punch the weebs. Weeb's gonna weeb. I can still edit just fine. No, don't start with me. Here, we'll do this. Wand's kind of nice, actually.
No more.
No more. Alright, there's a wand laying here. Ooh. Kind of a okay wand, nothing exciting. Spitter timer. That's a bit more exciting. So what I can do... Spitter timer into double heavy spread. We shoot it. And then we can wrap it. It's not bad. Obviously not great either, but it'll do for now. Getting closer. Something good. Ooh, that's dangerous. Very dangerous. Sorry, I'm kind of frantically trying to move around right now to make sure that we make use of our 10 minutes of editing time that we have. I'd rather it not go to waste. Oh yeah, earlier somebody was talking about like how you could throw the tablet and sometimes it does swap. See how right there it just swapped me? But you want to guarantee do it in such a way that you do not get swapped. Let me show you. Get over here, little fellow. So if I drag it out of my inventory like this, the game does not know who threw it, and you can guarantee that it will not swap you. And you can guarantee you get trick money from it too. I believe is how it goes. Oh look, there's something frozen there. Bet you that's where shit was getting fucked up. Ice in this game definitely leads to game crashes a lot. Ooh, there's a hidden heart right here. Look at this. You put your cursor over this spot. You ever see this room, this green gas room? It's common that around the formation, right around here, there's a heart. But it happened to be where the ceiling cut it off in such a way that you can't really see it that well. If you do that, there you go. Picked up the extra max health. I put my cursor over it and it told me there was one there. That's why you just get used to knowing where it should be. Holy crap, that wand's crazy. This wand is good. God damn. Hopefully I can get it edited before I run out of edit time. Yeah, this is infinite. And then I wonder if I can remove one of these, put a double here. Double spitters, let's check that out.
I like that when someone subs, all the little cuties come wriggling out of the dirt ready to get a cat KISS from mommy cat KISS cat KISS cat KISS.
Next sub, there's just gonna be complete silence. Like a tumbleweed just rolls by. Oh, there was an Uko, but he's dead now. Just from spamming and hoping that we killed him. The old spray and pray. Oh my goodness, there's so many good wands. They're everywhere right now. The wand we just found is actually a fantastic setup for us. I'll explain in a little bit why. But mainly because the mana charge, look at a 525, that's insane. But this one also is 495, and the Castellan recharge are lower. We're going to use this for the moment, but you'll see something kind of spicy we can do in a bit here. What the hell is with all the missing... What the... Everything's missing here. That's missing, no wand. What is going on? It legit may have corrupted and lost some of these. I never seen that really happen like that, but I don't understand where they could have all went. Yeah, it seems like the chunk got corrupted, but it's weird that it still loaded it, but maybe like the stuff in it didn't load. Who knows, man? I'm just gonna get out of that area. But there definitely was potentially some... Oh, my edit timer ran out. No more editing. Normal. Yeah, there was some unusual shit happening there. Very unusual stuff. So let's go ahead and grab the heal. And then let's talk about kind of a awesome setup that we could do if we would like. Wait, is it? Yeah. Yep. Now, the cluster bolts. In fact, if you've been around the stream, I want to say like last week, I think Snet Gregory and Lasias both had some really big deaths to cluster bolt in the last week. Noobs, right? Me, I would never make such a mistake. I feel like this is like a freeze, like a... What's at this moment? He knew. He fucked up. Hopefully I'm not cursing this run. But cluster bolt, in general, majority of builds, don't mess with it. It's not worth the danger. But we're gonna mess with it a little bit. We're gonna say, let's get frisky. So, let's say that we use the spitter bolt timer with an egg. Now, normally, whenever you do this, you're pretty much doing no damage. And whenever you do it, you'll see these large numbers, which can be misleading because you're like, oh my god, I see these big numbers. That's just the egg itself. The egg is kind of like, think of it having its own health bar. Whenever it breaks, that's how it breaks. It gets damaged by physics, and then so that number that's popping up is not actual damage that you're doing to enemies. That number is the egg just dying. So by doing this, what's actually happening is we're doing 3 damage. That's all. We're doing 3 damage a shot. The egg is doing 0. The spitter bolt does, well, did I say 3 damage? 8 damage, my bad. I'm thinking with the wrong spells. Spitter timer does 8 damage. The egg does 0. So this is an 8 damage build currently. But check this out. Cluster bolt, which is normally very, very dangerous. If you put it on just about any spell, it's going to murder you. It doesn't give a shit about your perks. It's going to kill your ass. But if you attach it to a hollow egg, and just the hollow egg, nothing else, that egg actually now hits for, I believe, is it 140, 130, something like that. Yeah, 130. So this egg will actually explode for 130 damage without any of the danger that the cluster bolt normally has. The one downfall is, I believe, yeah, it still tries to explode and hurt the player, and it will burn you. But I have exploding corpses, which gives me explosion immunity. So I can now use this build for a pretty high explosive wand for this early in the game. So we have a couple options. We can run high explosion build, or we can run machine gun low damage build. These are both viable options. Both pretty damn good. So I think I'm going to go with the Spitter Bolt one. I mean, the Cluster Bolt one, just to kind of run something that I don't run all the time. Now, this one I like to point out because I think it was like Lysias. A couple people in the community were the ones that taught me about this, because whenever Cluster Bolt was added, I mean, I didn't touch this thing for over a year, because every time you toy around the Cluster Bolt, it murders you. It still can kill me here, but I just have to be smart about it. You'd have to make sure that you never fire your wand in such a way that the Cluster Bolt attaches to that spitter. If it shoots on this, we're going to be in trouble. We could actually instantly die. But as long as I make sure that it always fires off in this way, which the way to ensure that is to make sure that whenever you're holding down shooting it at the fastest rate possible, this wand never runs out of mana. The moment a wand runs out of mana when you're firing it means sometimes it becomes unpredictable. So like, let's say that we had like these 3 spells here, and somebody said, well, what? I'm going to fire my wand. I'm going to just keep shooting it. What is going to happen? Well, it shoots this, then this, then this. Oops. This, then this, then this, and then it resets. This, then this, and this, and it resets, right? That's basic, you know, left to right, non-shuffle. But when you run out of mana, what could happen is it may be like, oh, I want to cast this. Oh, I don't have enough mana for this. Jumps to this. Oh, I do have enough mana for this. So it can skip spells and then leads to casting other spells. And this makes your wand a little bit unpredictable. So you could end up in a scenario where it tries to cast the egg, says, oh, I don't have enough mana for the egg. I don't have 30 mana. So it doesn't cast it. And then it says, oh, I do have enough for the spitter timer. And that's how you could end up in a scenario where the Cluster Bolt attaches to a spell that you were not planning for it to be attached to. But in the current scenario, as you can see, I'm holding it down. It never runs out of mana. I have nothing to fear. What are you guys doing in there? Chat's just going crazy.
I stopped listening as soon as I heard you talk.
Another option, actually no, there isn't really any other options right now. Nothing too safe. The hollow egg is our best. I mean, you could do something with luminous drills, I guess. We'll put the luminous drills here so that we can dig through stuff if we need. Chat's doing the laundry. Like, look, I'm just doing the laundry while you're yapping, that's all. Alright, fair enough, chat, fair enough. Let me go ahead and grab the refresh. Can you show us what it does with other spells? The problem is, it can literally insta me. My health bar is not high enough to even show you an example. I never trust that Cluster Bolt. Too many times have I said, yeah, sure, let me show you real quick, and then boom, just got an instant. Screw the Cluster Bolt. Bombs away. Yeah, the aiming can be a bit tricky because your egg has to hit the target. But when it hits them, just about everything in here should get insta-killed by it. Just about. Ooh, ooh. He's got something on there. What's on that wand? Did we get him? I don't trust him. Where'd he go? Oh yeah, I got him. Oh. Not exactly the wand we're looking for. Player Ghost wand down. Nothing exciting. Will homing help it? No, homing doesn't help the eggs. What you could do... Well, you could put homing on the spitter timer. And you maybe that would, you'd be happier with that result. That way the initial thing delivering the payload homed a little bit better. As you can see, it's not too bad. We're not like suffering. Would a trigger projectile be better than a timer on here? Yeah, I would prefer it, because that way I can just shoot directly at the enemy instead of having, like, if the enemy's here and I shoot the spitter timer here, I know that it's going to deliver the egg way early. Having a trigger to be able to go the full distance would be nice. Always cautious of the water because you never know when there's going to be... Ooh, we could actually just run Ping Pong Luminous Drill right now, which is a build that people have seen like a million times and is really OP. So I don't think I'll do it right now, but it's probably the best build that we have available to us. It's better than the current build that we're running, because the current build, as you can see, I'm lobbing these, but it's got its weaknesses as well, which is like, the, you know, accuracy isn't the best thing ever. And there's actually some enemies that, there's only a few, but they're very resistant to explosion damage. So if I run into one of those enemies that's really resistant to explosion damage, like this guy right here, look at this. Like, hey, it takes a moment to kill him. He tanks like, what was that, like 4 hits or some shit? When most of them should just be... There is an arrow trigger. It is kind of expensive though, because it's 35 mana versus the 10. You sound sick. It's just allergies, just like my nose all stuffed up. All stuffy. Kind of want that. Oh, whoa. Did he take that? Did he take the wand that I was just talking about? How did he even get in there? He almost killed me with it. Almost made me pay the price. Let me go ahead and put stuff up then so I can... Okay, how did I mess that up? So, let's see, we throw these down here, put that there. Keep thinking I have a teleport wand and I can zoom right back to where I need to be, but that is not the case. Okay, for those guys trying to learn builds, for those people trying to learn builds, here's a nice and easy one. Luminous Drill on its own. Not too crazy, just a little lightsaber. Throw ping pong on there. Now it becomes a laser. And the ping pong path costs 0 mana. So you take it from this to this for 0 mana. It doesn't cost you anything. Huge upgrade. And then, if your wand has really good mana regen, like this one does, which is mana charge speed of 495, you can wrap it. And now you have a full-on laser thing. In fact... we could do away with our explosive build, which is what I was saying. I don't know if we want to, because it isn't, you know, chat's seen this a million times. But then I realized that today's challenge, we should probably pick up the pace, since we have a lot we need to do. So maybe we do it anyways. Alright, that's looking good. And in fact, I will move this stuff down here. Okay, so I'll run the build that I wasn't really planning to, but as you can see, today's daily run has lots of options for builds. You really, I've already showed 3 wand setups that are insanely OP for today's daily. Hidden Heart. Ow. It's fucking rude. Get off the potion. Okay, well. Whoops. The Hidden Heart. It's putting us in a pretty good spot, I would say. Probably go check the free wand room and then move on. Oh shit, there's a wand missing, but it's just this guy. Oh, there's a freeze on there. Can be kind of scary. Alright, so what we got here. Swappers, not super hype for them unless we were doing some kind of world telly build, which I am not. If you fungal shift freezing vapor into freezing liquid, wouldn't that create a freezing liquid scenario? So basically, freezing liquid is part of the worm blood family. So you would shift worm blood into... Wait, you're saying freezing liquid... So turn the vapor into freezing liquid, because the freezing liquid tries to make the vapor. Yeah, you're right. Actually, wait. Why haven't I seen that before? What you're saying sounds logical. I don't see why I haven't seen that setup before, though. Oh, because the vapor itself would be hard to fungal shift. I'm trying to think how you would get it inside of a flask. Because usually when you see it in a flask, that is the freezing liquid. Right? And you're wanting to change the vapor into the liquid. I'm trying to think how you could pull that off. Actually, let's look this up. This is why we have, yep, the bartender page. TNT was already ready to go. That sounds like a really cool one. I'm like, damn, why have I never seen that? Let's see, reactions finder. And we're wanting a product to be freezing vapor. Freezing vapor. And so fire and freezing liquid. So if we just put some lava in there. Just put some lava in a flask of freezing liquid and it will make the freezing vapor. That should be it. Can it happen randomly? I don't think so. So the problem is the freezing liquid and the freezing vapor, they get kind of confusing because whenever you find a flask of freezing liquid and you pour it out, it's a vapor. You're like, oh, so freezing vapor was in the flask. It's like, no, it's like the freezing liquid, whenever you poured it out, came in contact with like the air and it turned into the freezing vapor. So you want that gas, not the liquid, in the flask. So if you do a combination of putting some lava in the freezing liquid flask, it will capture the vapor in the flask. And then you would do a fungal shift with that vapor. I think there's potentially something cool with that. I think sounds like a decent idea, but I've never seen a crazy reaction with that before. So I don't know. Maybe there's something else I'm not thinking of that would hold it back from greatness. Wouldn't lava burn the vapor afterwards? That's possible. So maybe there's some special kind of situation where like you create the vapor, then you quickly get rid of the lava out of the flask. I don't know. I'll have to, that's means there's got to be some experimentation, I guess. Dunk, do you use Chatterino filters? I don't use any of the filters. I have Chatterino on, but I don't utilize any filters from it. I just let you guys go wild. My eyeballs are tortured with seeing all the messages. Why don't you filter the TI numbers? Because I don't really look at chat too much, and I use people spamming the TI numbers to know whenever it's working. So I'll be like, chat, is it working? And I'll look over. If I see you guys saying numbers, and I know, okay, it's got to be working. But then sometimes you guys will start to scream and stuff, and I look over and there's no numbers in the chat. So then I assume, oh shit, I fucked something up. We just scream anyways if it's not. Well, the problem is sometimes they scream even when it is working just to meme it up. So if I don't see the numbers, I won't know if they're trolling, if it's for real. I won't know what the hell's happening. See what I mean? See what I'm saying? These are just taking up space. So I'm not really doing anything crazy with them. Ooh. Some decent stuff. We'll put a freeze on our luminous drill. That way we can hit this guy with a freeze and then we just kick him. And he did. Alright, let's grab this. Permanent shield. With the spell, that way you have excluding digging. What's the best way to milk the fish for blood? Excluding digging, so no digging. Shit. Probably the explosion setup, I guess, with the eggs, because then it will just like... oh shit, you wouldn't do it on a shuffle. That would be dangerous. Like this, I guess? Murder those fish! They have to hit the corpses, I think, if we want to get anything decent out of them. Let's try. Honestly, it's not very good, is it? You get a little bit of blood, but as you can see, it's not much. Using the spitter bolts alone, you're not going to be happy with that. Oh, the energy orbs! I forgot. These are way better. The energy orbs are the best one, I think. Shit, I already killed all the corpses. But yeah, energy orbs would have been the best one. Because I think the explosions deteriorate too much of the corpse too quickly. While the orb, I think, will get a decent amount of blood and then slowly delete the corpse. Yeah, so this one probably was the best one for it. Obviously, you're right, though. The digging bolt is the best of all of them. Alright, put the stuff back to the way it was. Sure. Blood is the sauce for organs. Can't argue with that. Imagine a doctor saying that. Need some organ sauce over here, stat! He was like, what? The fuck? Ooh, this wand's kind of crazy. Is there something special about Giga White Hole? It's one of the few spells I'm missing. I've found dozens of black ones at this point. Giga White Hole. Not really. You can find it down in hell, I believe, pretty easily. Actually, as I'm saying that, I know Omega White Hole you definitely can. When in doubt, go to the map. Giga White Hole. Yeah, it is part of them. I'm not crazy. Yeah, so it can be found down in hell. It can be found in other places too, but hell and heaven seem like the easy, consistent way to get your hands on something like that. You'll notice that I'm going to start picking up the pacing a bit because we have big plans for this run. And in fact, there's some moments that are going to require that I can tank some pretty dangerous stuff. I need to be equipped for that. So let's pick up the pace. Nothing too exciting there. Alright, we got some teleportatium. We're going to see what today's daily has in the eye room. Oh, there we go. Heplicate could be kind of cool. Guess we'd abandon the heavy. Got that. Mimicium. I don't know. We do anything that needs Mimicium today? Not even sure. You know what? For now, we're going to leave the cluster egg combo. Freeze bees. You know, we can actually run freeze bees as a way to farm HP. I think. With area teleport. These bees still have the freeze melee on them, right? Let me have to test that. We have to test that out real quick. I'm forgetting these damn insect spells are so rare you forget which ones can do the frozen melee. Alright, we jump into this. Let's try it out real fast. Area teleport bees and then throw a freeze on there. Oh, I don't have the mana to do that on that wand. Oh, or there. No! No! Okay, yeah, they definitely freeze melee. That was a little bit of a jank test, I know. I was like... It's like, I gotta do something. Hit the statue. Boom! 30,000 damage. You frozen melee'd the shit out of it. Proud of you, Fly. I'm gonna open the third shop of the day, and then I have a plan. We can farm up infinite health. Well, actually... not infinite yet. We can farm up a shit ton of health. And in a moment, we can make it infinite health. Tested the freezing vapor, freezing liquid, and chase check. This can get vapor in a flask easy. It doesn't seem to go crazy. It doesn't? Let me see this short, man. Hold on. We showed how he got some freezing vapor in a flask, and then he fungal shifted it. And then here, he showed it... Huh. So it just kind of, it just sits there and it's like not trying to make the vapor. I guess it's just not active enough. It just kind of idles. That's disappointing. So if you're curious why Short Man was looking into it, it's because somebody had brought up a reaction chain that could have been cool. It sounded cool because in Noita, you guys have seen it. We've talked about it many times. The acid liquid is very scary. And it gives off a gas called flammable gas. So acid, which is danger liquid, makes a gas. If you change that gas into acid, you have acid that gives off more acid. So it's just an infinite loop of acid. Same idea is if you had fire. The concept that fire giving off smoke is a pretty simple one to understand, right? Fire giving off smoke. But if fire, instead of giving off smoke, you shifted smoke into more fire, you literally have like a fire that's creating fire. You usually have to do something with liquid fire. It gets a little confusing. But yeah, basically that is a crazy chain because we have done that one not too long ago. Was it oil? We did something funky where basically our whole world was just filling up with this, like, it wasn't oil, it was liquid fire, I believe. It was one, I can't remember which liquid fire it was. But your whole world just kind of drowns while it's burning. It was fire to oil or smoke to oil. That's what, oh, smoke to oil. So then the oil, when it ignited, the oil caught fire, which tried to make more smoke, which the fire on top tried to make smoke, which instead made more oil, which caught fire. Yeah, that was it. Our whole world was just filling up with that shit. Huh, interesting. Well, thank you, Shortman, for looking into that. When he said that, I was like, damn, it makes sense that it would go crazy, but I've never seen it before. And then, well, I guess now that you showed, it's like, oh, that's why we've never seen it. Do we have wands here? We do. Oh yeah, I was gonna do the shop and then run to the bathroom real quick. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Just real quickly wanted to glance to see what we had to work with. Wand experimenter to heal with if we would like to. In fact, we probably will. Oh yeah, the teleports. I didn't even get hyped for the teleports when they showed up. Hell yeah. Woo. Teleport. I heard somewhere that when Dunk goes off screen during shop, he's actually just a foot out of frame twerking aggressively. I see we got a tier 3 in the channel. Leaking information. Those are for the tier 3 supporters only. Come on now. So you heard correct. That is correct. All right, lock in, focus up. We have big stuff we need to do today, so...
Where is my tier 3 cam then?
Did I say tier 3? I meant tier 4, Thalina. Tier 4. How's it going, Thalina? Yo, Russ Leon with the 50k drop-off. What do you think about Edmund McMillan announcing official Binding of Isaac Funko Pops? Oh, shit, I did. This is the first time hearing about it. I mean, honestly, I'm not big into all Funko Pop stuff, but I feel like Binding of Isaac would go perfect with that kind of style. You know what I mean? A little Funko Pop style. I don't know. For a collectible, I mean, it's fun to collect stuff, right? So I think it's kind of a cool thing. Some Isaac loots. Wait, didn't I kill that guy? Oh, wait, can that guy not be frozen melee'd? Oh, no, he can. Go, flies, go. Literally the same style. Buck Funko Pops. Not a fan, not a fan. Yeah, I don't really collect them or anything, but if there ever was one that I'd be interested in, it'd probably be Binding of Isaac. I think it's kind of perfect for him. Dead baby Funko Pops. Wait. It sounds really fucked up, but it's actually true. If you guys don't know, that is like the theme, like Binding of Isaac's themes. A lot of, you know, there's a lot of gruesome stuff in it. So it's kind of, you know, this little cutesy Funko Pop, and then the actual, like, what they are supposed to be is a little disturbing. Let's just go get a wand that is not garbage. And till then, we'll probably just use this to get the wand that's not garbage. And I'll even grab Wand Experimenter. The Wand Experimenter is not a great perk grab right now. It's a little late in. Wand Experimenter is amazing, but I would have liked to have it in the earlier days. Right now, our health is getting into a better place where I shouldn't be as worried about it. But when you see a wand like this, you can just say, oh, and we're healed up, you know. Easy heals. Can't argue with some easy heals. Did you learn anything you did, Agreed Dice? Wait. Didn't you learn anything you did, Agreed Dice? Am I reading that wrong, Grexco? Did you have a stroke or am I? Didn't you learn anything? You did Agreed Dice GTC. It was pure despair. Oh, you're talking about the past. The pass attempt was yes. Yeah, it was a bit despair, Grexco, but we'll see how it goes today. We'll see if I'm able to clean up my mistakes. Let's grab this for now. This we're gonna put down. That's. The Heplicate is going to go here, which should be fine. I hope. How are we looking? Let's fire off the black holes and let's see if it actually functions like I want it to. Yes. Okay, it uses that charge, not the charge next to it. Save a wand with low experimenter for your heart mage trick to heal up when you're low HP. If there really are some easy heart mages, somebody did claim there were. Let's see if they're liars. You can never trust these guys. Oh, there is a heart right there. As much as I had Funko Pops, if Edward McMillan can get a Funko Pop money, good for him. Oh, as much as you hate them. Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, it would be a pretty cool collectible to have.
I wish you guys could see this
Even if you hate them, I think you gotta acknowledge they were made for Funko Pops. Maybe not so much for kids. I'm pretty sure I've seen a blue baby Funko Pop-ish thing and another character as well. Don't remember which. I mean, I'm sure if anybody ever made any Binding of Isaac stuff, it would just naturally have the look of Funko Pops because it just is. They're already that style. It's kind of like in anime, usually call it chibi style, but in fucking Edmund McMillan world, it's probably something much more disturbing. I don't know what else you would call it. Which Funko Pop do you want, son? The one with the dead kid that wants to kill his mother. You're gonna be seeing that one on Fox News. They've been having a heyday with the AI in kids' toys. They're gonna hear this stuff and be like, sweet mother of God. Dear Lord. This is what your kids are playing with. Edmund McMillan is a sick man. Then they'll be like, fucking calling me in. They're like, professional gamer, DunkOrSlam will give us feedback on this. What are your thoughts on Edmund McMillan? And I'll be like, he is a sick man. Lock this motherfucker up and throw away the key. But also give him a computer so he can keep developing games, because every once in a while he does cook up some crazy good shit. I played Isaac Wrath of the Lamb when I was 11. I had an absolute blast playing it. Same, I mean, I wasn't 11 when I was playing it, but I mean, like, if I first time playing it, you know, I wasn't really, like, tapped into the theme so much. Like, I wasn't really, I mean, you understand a little bit what's going on, and the intro is pretty straightforward, right? Where his mother's, like, bad, and he's, you know, going, he's thrown, or he hides in the basement or whatever. You understand that basic stuff, but wasn't until later, whenever I started, you know, Chat had me actually, like, you know, for real play it and start really learning what the, like, how the game worked and what it was all about. Around the time I started throwing a baby fetus from Lilith's stomach, did I really start to say, I could see why some people wouldn't want to play this, based off of the themes alone. They call her the Yeetus. The community nicknamed the character Tainted Lilith the Yeetus Fetus, because she throws a baby fetus with an umbilical cord still attached at their enemies, and then it pulls it back in. It's kind of like, that's her attack. Yeah. It's fucking, it's weird, I know. Describing it is disturbing. What the actual, I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you just look at it at a glance, you know, you're like, it's like silly. But when you start to actually, like, pay attention to the details, you're like, this shit is, does Edmund McMillan need help? Dear God. What is this? I mean, and that plus one of the characters literally, I mean, is referred to as the dead baby. That's already, you know, didn't take a genius to piece that one together. Are you gonna play Mugenics? I don't have any plans to. I mean, I remember back when they, like, years ago when he described the game a little bit, I remember thinking, that sounds awesome. It's some kind of, like, cats, Tamagotchi, roguelike. I don't know what the fuck was going on. But then I've seen it since then. It's a little more, you know, turn-based strategy, which I know a lot of people love that, but I'm not really that kind of gamer for the most part. But who knows? If there was ever a person to kind of pull me into that realm, probably would be somebody like Edmund McMillan that maybe creates something so out there that changes my view of it. So we'll see. But I don't have any plans at the moment. I'll definitely watch some, though, when it comes out. The only turn-based RPG that I ever could really get into was Pokemon. The king of turn-based RPGs. Eugenics is kind of like XCOM, but with a top-down view. Yeah, and I mean, XCOM is one of those games that I know a lot of people are like, oh, they fucking love it, but I was never really drawn to it. Maybe one day I'll try it, maybe. It'll change my mind. I mean, RimWorld was kind of that way for me. I looked at it, and I never had played any of the colony sims, and I was always interested, but at the same time, I'd look at a little bit of it and be like, eh. But then when I finally got around to playing it, because chat voted it in, I was like, okay, I feel something. Got over 100 hours in RimWorld now, but I still haven't played any of the DLCs and stuff. Gotta return to that. Damn, it was interesting death. It just exploded. So this is going to be a bit of a weird dragon fight. I'm not 100% if the frozen flies, I'm assuming that it should just insta-him. No, better not be my throwing. What are you talking about? I'm assuming that it will insta-him.
Well, gentlemen, it seems we have a dumbass.
Hopefully the area teleport isn't fucked. You passed a heart mage? Oh shit, did I? Give me one moment, we'll... Oh shit, get this one. No! Yeah, okay, so the area teleport didn't mess it up. I know regular homing would have been fine, but area teleport can be weird sometimes. Yeah, then I played Oxygen Not Included. Oxygen Not Included was another game that I was like, eh. But then I played it and I was like, alright, alright. That was fun. That was fun. So some games, you know, it just takes somebody, you know, pushing you into it before you realize, okay, this game is pretty nice. And so I could see that maybe being the case with Eugenics, but at a glance, I wasn't hyped. Noita's not that way. Noita, for me, like the first time I saw a GIF of it, just any little taste of it, I was like, that looks awesome. Like, I want to play that game. Noita's the good stuff. This is a crazy wand. Fuck, Oxygen Not Included in RimWorld took you forever to complete. I was savoring the flavor, man. It was good times. It was good times. Where's this, the heart mage you guys talking about? Did I pass one? Me too, Noita just build different. Yeah, it's like, I feel like some people, maybe at a glance, they look at it and they think, you know, some little simple 2D game, but it shouldn't take long for you to realize, hold up, you know, with the simulating on a pixel level makes the environment feel so alive that you're like, wait, this is not some simple 2D game. This is all that, you know, game companies are always throwing out the buzzwords of emergent gameplay, but Noita, that is true with Noita. Like, the whole game is emergent gameplay, like, everywhere. Is the RimWorld playthrough available on YouTube? I'd pay to watch that. I wasn't around yet. No, I didn't save it anywhere. I sucked. Like, for the most part, it was mainly just chat telling me I sucked, but it's funny because that run was actually my second run ever. My first run at RimWorld, we went for like a day or two, and then my colony died. So then I started a new colony, and that colony went all the way. It went the distance. Oh yeah, wait. Did that? Yeah, so when I say the colony died, that is true. Indoor Cat's right. It collapsed to one guy, but it went the distance. Yeah, so my first colony, it died, but in RimWorld, it's kind of like you can make some desperation moves. So we got one dude left. We fucking abandoned the colony, ran away, and started an entirely new colony. And that one, actually, so technically my first run ever, I went the distance, but it was like I had to abandon my first colony just to make it happen. Indoor Cat, he remembers. Whoever recommended the game Dome Keeper to Dunk, I played it recently, and it is pretty poggers. Yeah, we played it too. We played it on stream back whenever it was early access, or no, it actually was a free demo on Steam, and then the game officially released. It's yeah, I was impressed with it. Definitely a solid game, worth the purchase. Holy Lance, I'm gonna leave the Holy Lance there. Nice balance between mining game and tower defense. I thought so too, and you get to feel like you're getting to make creative choices that are your own choices rather than just like obvious linear choices. Before you kill a Leviathan, you should fungal shift smoke to milk or something like that. Let's not get too crazy now. Oh, you're just saying just so that we don't lose any of the liquids. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that Leviathan kill. There's no reason to rush it. I can't remember what it is exactly, but I feel like the summon wasp swarm was really good against the Alchemist. I don't remember why, but I feel like I just want to go use it on them to see if I'm remembering correctly. Or I'm crazy. One or the other. Can you save the chest too, right? Will slowly float down instead of drop out of the render? I'll try to, yeah. Oh, you're saying if it's milk? Yeah, it would slowly. As long as you're... I mean, you could end up hurting yourself if you're not electric immune and it drops to electric stone. Sadly, Dark Souls 2 won instead of Abolitro. What? I've been enjoying my time with Dark Souls 2. It's been a... it's been an awesome journey so far. I'm really happy with it being selected as the game. The variety game by Chad. I think they did a great job. Not to say that the other games wouldn't be good that were selected, but to say Dark Souls 2 was a bad choice, I think it's a little crazy. Now, some people are saying it could be insanely long, so we'll see if I'm saying that same thing about it being a good choice in a month. Maybe like, damn, is it long? But so far, I'm like, hell yeah. Having a blast. It's fun just like being a super noob and getting your ass beat and be like, alright, I fucking suck. Gotta learn this game. I saw Dan Giesling was playing Noita a few days ago, spotted No Lava and a couple others in the chat. He said he really likes Noita but has no idea what the fuck he's doing, so I told him you should give him some lessons on stream. His edited streams on YouTube are great, especially his Enter the Gungeon playthroughs. Yeah, I'd be down with giving Dan some tips, some pro tips. I don't know. I have no idea when it comes to, because Dan's like been around a long time, and a lot of those streamers that have been around for a while usually don't take to the whole backseating stuff very well. You know, they're like, what the hell? Backseating? Get that shit out of here. So I'm not sure if he would be so down. Maybe right, the light on there is better. Let me take the freeze off for the moment. I think these flies are all we need on the Alchemist. That or I'm going insane. We'll find out soon. Do you like any other roguelike games? I think that Binding of Isaac is amazing. It has a lot of things that you think I would... that most things I complain about other games having, Binding of Isaac will have it. For example, like meta progression, it does that a lot. And, but for some reason with Isaac, I'm just like... even though it has heavy meta progression and all that, they just do it right, man. They do it in a fun way. So many other games do it in a not so fun way. So Binding of Isaac definitely is up there on my other roguelikes I would recommend to people. I haven't played a lot of like, there's some people out there that are like roguelike purists that are like the true rogue game. I haven't played like any of those. The ones that where it all spawned from that game Rogue, and there are other games that are like these true roguelikes, but these... the present form of roguelikes is now like a whole different, wholly redefined name of roguelike. So yeah, without going into that whole debate about what is a roguelike and just go with what the modern definition is, which is a pretty damn broad one. I've played quite a few. Trying to think something else that would be high up. Enter the Gungeon, I had a good time with. I would definitely say Isaac though. If you're not playing Noita, like, if there's a person who is like, hey, I don't know, my friend that is wanting to get into gaming seems to like the concept of roguelikes, what should be their first roguelike ever? Even though I think Noita is by far the greatest roguelike, or the greatest single player game of all time, but it's the greatest of that genre without a doubt, I don't think it's necessarily beginner friendly. Like Isaac is a lot more beginner friendly, and it can get really complex if you want to take it there. But it's easier for a person to not get burned out and leave Isaac. You can feel like there's progress happening. Very obviously, when you die, you know what killed you, all that kind of stuff. So Isaac is a game I would actually even recommend over Noita for people who are just unfamiliar with the genre. But then once you understand, like, ooh, I like to be creative, come up with my own builds, my own strategies, that's when you shove them into Noita, and then they realize that all other games ever created for all time have been dog shit, but they have been leading to this moment that is Noita, the greatest single player game of all time. Meta progression just gives encouragement to continue playing. Yeah, for sure. Which is kind of like the original idea for like encouragement to keep playing. But some games use it as or a lot of games that I've experienced, especially in the Vampire Survivors world, A lot of them use meta progression as a substitute for almost like gaining skills, right? Like as you play a game, usually you get better. Generally, you get better. But for some reason, on a lot of these Vampire Survivor games, the more you play the game, you'll just straight up do more damage. You'll be like, you know, not because you've gotten better. It's just like you have met some criteria of like, oh, you did 20 runs, you now do 10% more damage. And it's like, well, that seems silly. The game is actually harder when you're new. And then as you get better, the game becomes easier, not because you are better, but because you have played more. So it's kind of, and then that's when I start to get upset. Oh, sorry, I was walking. I was yapping. Let me try the flies on this. I feel like the summon flies, for some reason they're really good against the Alchemist, but I don't remember why. It's been too long since I used them on him. No. Okay, well I fucked it up apparently. Let's see if I can hit this. Okay, yeah, I remember now. So when you shoot the summon flies at him and he puts his shield up, he takes ownership of the flies. And when he takes ownership of the flies, his own flies kill them. So like, for example, let me wait for these flies to be gone. I don't trust those damn flies. Get them out of here. So whenever I shoot these flies out, they're following me and they don't hurt me. But when his shield goes up, he steals them and they become his flies. And they follow him, but they do hurt him. That's how it works. Some shit like that. I couldn't remember the specifics, but I just remember something about that being a thing. Somebody called the Alchemist. He sure is stupid. True, Latali, true. Vampire Survivors is not a doable on your first playthrough. Noita 100% is. I can't speak on Vampire Survivors too much because my time in it is, well, actually, hold on, let me see if I can. Where's my library? Oh, there it is. What's my time in Vampire Survivors? I mean, I have a little bit, but I can't claim to be like, you know, all-knowing or some shit. 32.7 hours. So obviously not like, oh yeah, I know everything. But it just, I don't know. I thought it was a fun game, don't get me wrong. I get why it's so popular, but the negatives are that because it was so popular, a lot of game devs see that formula for success and then try to just kind of copy that formula. Not to copy exact, but you know, they stay on those same guidelines. And the result is that we have a lot of games that the meta progression just kind of sucks the fun out of it, I feel like. Yeah, Isaac is kind of that way. Isaac has a little bit of a blend. The game becomes easier in some aspects because you unlock like the dice for Isaac and all that kind of stuff. But then you also are unlocking further progression. You have to go to further bosses, take on new things. It's a fun balance. I think they hit a good balance of things. I think on some level, obviously, there's a ton of skill on the game dev's point or perspective to hit that, right? They have to do a lot of design decisions. But I think there's also a little bit of flavor of luck in things too, where you kind of just hit that balance and you build around it. If you had to rebalance one aspect of Noita's gameplay, what would it be? Rebalance one aspect. There's something really odd with the way enemies attack a player. Like, so for example, let's say there's a super deadly enemy here, and then I become visible to them. I don't know how to explain it exactly. Like, an enemy, you don't want them just to, like, see you and then boom, just fucking insta you, right? So I think they made it where the enemy kind of notices you, and then he's like, oh yeah, I got my attack. Well, this moment where it kind of like pauses, and then it begins to get ready to attack, this can be countered by just running really fast. And this actually is really obvious in the speedrunning world, where you just run past everything. Just keep sprinting. And if you watch a lot of the world record runs, which I always watch the latest world records, that's how you just run, like every deadly scenario, run, you're just hauling ass. And it starts to reveal, I don't know, there's like a magic with Noita where I feel like it starts to kind of fall apart when you see that you can literally just run past everything as a solution. Now, what makes the speedrunners so good at it is because they are doing crazy wand crafting, realizing where to run, doing all this other thing. but the actual enemies and the things that are the threats in the game kind of aren't a threat because of the way they work. You know what I mean? There is no like overcoming certain enemies in these speedruns. It's more about getting the certain spells and then getting to where they need to get to without dying. I did watch Yolk's new world record. He was fucking hauling ass. It was hauling ass. All right, Heplicate can stay. Gamek has copied the last spell. I didn't mean to throw all of them. Now, with that said, I don't know how you balance that. But it does feel like there's something there. There's like a little something there. It could just be that like being able to go to the next mountain without doing anything over and over and over. Maybe that's the OP part. Maybe somehow you're forced to have to stop in zones. But again, like I said, you start to lose the essence of Noita if you change too many things. So I would be afraid, honestly, to make any massive changes like that, because you may completely change the game and you may ruin the kind of magic that is Noita. I mean, there's several things about the game that seem like they're a terrible idea, but I actually kind of love them. If somebody had explained the game balance about the early game in Noita, and I'd been like, this is not a good idea, because you're just going to scare away all the new players. In most devs, that's, you can tell that games in general start off easy, become more challenging as it goes. Noita's a little bit of the reverse. Like, starts off fucking you up, and then as you become more OP, becomes easier. But something about it just feels awesome with Noita, and it shows that the devs, because they just followed their own path, they end up making something awesome. Let me just put this plasma on here for now. Souls games have the same issue where if you know where to go, you can just run. Yeah, exactly. So it could just be that that's the anytime you have a game where you get to be like really, you're not restricted and stuff. That's probably just one of the trade-offs, and it could be that there is no real answer. It just becomes something obvious that like, hey, that is a thing. Which, I mean, I guess it's because knowledge is in these games like Dark Souls and like Noita and all that, is knowledge allows you to overcome a ton of the obstacles in the game. That's why apparently, you know, these top tier Dark Souls player chats always tell me about it, like, oh, people have done a no-hit run of all Souls game back to back in one stream. It's like, what the hell? Or like somebody beating the game, all the Dark Souls games on like a dance pad. It's because once they have the knowledge, they understand like the attack patterns and, you know, how to do this and that in an efficient way, then they, you know, it's all about executing, right? You're just like, oh, I have the knowledge. That's the meta progression in those games, right? Your brain is the meta progression, which if that's the kind of downfall of the genre, I guess it's not that's worth it, you know, because having the brain be the meta progression is pretty fun. Let me see if I can get the kill on our bridge boss friend here. Did I get him? I got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. It's a good one, but I don't know if I'm going to do anything with it. Also kind of a cool wand. Let's fire this a little bit to heal. The only reason I was taking the time to do this... Did I just... Hold up. What the hell? I let the spell drop down here on accident. That's my bad. We have a setup where we can farm lots of HP, so I was kind of wanting to do that for a moment. Because I wanted to try to do it with the flies to see how it worked. I've actually never... At least it's been a long time since I farmed it with the flies. Outer Wilds takes the knowledge as meta progression to the maximum. That's true. That is true. Outer Wilds, that's why Outer Wilds is this weird thing where it's like, people are like, what do you think of it? And it's like, it happened. Like, you can't, unless you forget everything about the game, there's no going back. And I mean, yes, you can play the game again, but it's kind of not this, it doesn't work out. It's not, in a lot of games people say, or a lot of movies that people love, oh, I wish I could experience that again for the first time. And it's like Outer Wilds takes that to the extreme. where it's like you just can't, there's no way to try to get that first experience if you already have the information. There's no going back. So Dunk is good for an immediate second or third playthrough. Well, my brain is fried, so it'd probably go the same as my first. Die, please. Oops. No, you're supposed to be dead. Thank you. Do spells have the possibility to fall into oblivion like tablets in unloaded chunks? I believe so. I mean, at the very least, I know that they'll phase into chunks. That for sure. Because sometimes you can... Oh, let me kill this. Sometimes you can see this very visibly. You'll see a spell just sitting in the center of like a solid chunk area. So obviously it fell into it and then the chunk loaded in like delayed or whatever. And it kind of caught it there. I don't know if they just fall into oblivion necessarily or they just fall until they hit the edge and then they just stop moving from there, I think is more what's going on. Once they hit the unloaded, they just freeze. How is this gonna work? Now we could do the freeze tentacle. I just was wanting to try freeze summon wasp just out of curiosity. I wanted to see how it would work. So what we'll do is we'll burn these charges real quick. Sure, we can put this on a tentacle actually. That's fine. But then you just want to freeze tentacle. I don't know why you wouldn't. But we're going to try it this way for now. So we can summon the flies. They'll have freeze attached to them. There they are. And we shoot this. And then do the flies. Okay, yeah, they insta-heal, so that part's right. So if I just... Oh, shit, he'll eat the flies. Not cool, man. Not cool. I was curious if I could get some kind of setup where the flies were just, I could just spam this in there and they just gobble them up instantly. Oh shit. It actually destroys all of the flies. Sorry, I'll show you an actual worm farm. I was kind of just testing out some stuff because I don't really get to experiment with these flies very often since they're one of the more rare spells in Noita. You can get them in any run, but you'd really have to go out of your way to find them, and we just happened to kind of stumble across them in this run, so I was like, oh, that's cool. I think the speed may help with the tentacle. Maybe. Being a Yolk, a new TI challenge for you. Yolk settings, 12 to 14, 13 options. Took him about an hour. So, say 1 win in an hour. Any thoughts? If it's Yolk settings, it'll be too easy for me. Come on, you know this, guys. Come on. So obvious. Okay, the speed. Maybe the speed up was a bad idea.
Do it.
It's raining. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, shit. Gotta watch out for that. I don't want to get hurt too badly by these damn worms. There we go. Come on. Melt faster. Got us a couple hearts. No, no, no. Don't you go running away from my hearts. No! Damn it. Whew. Kept summoning more and more. Alright, this should be enough. Let's see. What are we at? 6:30 right now? There we go. 1,405. It's good enough for me. That'll keep us decently safe. Oh yeah, we need to drink a little bit of worm blood. Drink some of this worm blood. What the duck is actually going on? So basically I was just, the summon tentacle, I put a tentacle timer, and at the end of it, I had a Matosade. But the thing is, Matosade doesn't summon it, like it summons in worms, but it does this whole thing where it deletes a ton of terrain. All these worms start to rain down, and the worms cannot drop hearts at all. But if a Heplicate copies the Matosade spell, it summons in a single worm if... It's kind of weird, actually. You know what? It'd be better for you to just watch. I have a video where I go into deep detail, but basically I didn't have the mana to properly cast everything here. So every time I cast this wand, you'll see that my mana pool actually empties out. And because of this improper casting, it leads to a single worm showing up, which then that worm is eligible. It is eligible to drop hearts, and then I use that to farm, I don't know, like 1,000 HP or so. But if you want to see a video where I go into deep detail on how to use the placate spells to do something like create a worm heart farm like I showed here, then there's a video on my YouTube channel says placate spells are secretly overpowered. That's literally the title. Placate, because it doesn't, it's all the placates. P-L-I-C-A-T-E. Placate spells are secretly overpowered. That's all you need. What do you mean, nope? I was just telling them. If anything, I was saving the rant. Are you saying that you want me to rant? You're saying you want to hear the whole rant right here, right now? Yes! Yes! Yes!
Do it.
That is what I want. Okay, that's looking fine. Everything else is looking fine. Flies. Alright, we're done goofing around with the flies. Yeah, buddy. That can go here, I guess. This goes here. Alright, it's time to start powering up. We're in serious business mode because we have a lot we need to do today. And I've been goofing around too much. So let's go get our heal. And then, oh, I forgot to put down my Nala, didn't I? Fix that too. One moment, please. This is the heart. We grab that. Get the heal. Back to full health. Woo! They exist. There you go. There's my teleport. And we're off. I got excited when I saw the title because I thought you were, there were 3 great chests spawning on the daily. Sag and disappoint. Well, I mean, we will find great chests, but we're going to be using methods to get them to spawn in. 3 different methods. What the fuck? So much gold? Yep, there's always 250,000 gold, always in the same spot. Even the very first run you ever do, there's a pocket of gold sitting here in every single run. If you don't know where it's located on the map, you can always type !map in the chat. And remember, this is just a general map of Noita. That's not your specific seed that you're on. It's just a general look at the game. And where we're at, right, is this gold room right here. It's a pocket of gold that's sitting there always, and the player starts right here. So if you just know where to go, you head over the mountain, you head this direction, and you dig in the wall. Boom. I always use the slant of this right here as like an arrow pointing me where to go. So it's saying, hey, go up here. So then I try to go at that like same, you know, slope, and then it kind of leads me to that spot. Where's the DunkTales? Okay, let me get it going. Let me get the DunkTales flowing. Chat only wants one thing, and it's disgusting. Ooh, it's a little loud.
Lurking in this sweaty cave here in Dunkville. Moist mobs, monsters, swapper mages. It's a dunk thrill. Might get a victory. Extend your win streak. DunkTales, ooh. Every night he's out there screaming. DunkTales, ooh. Tales of glory crouches when skill prevails. Ooh. Danger waves will find you. Virtuous emotes will find you. Punch a goon and slide into some DunkTales. Let's take a spin like it a win on DunkTales. Ooh.
Mez, thanks for the 22 month. I appreciate you, Mez. Goo. Punch a gooner? Yeah. That's how you keep them, you know, contained from going wild with their degeneracy. Damn this song, it gets stuck in my head for the rest of the day. I'm sorry. I'll distract you. We actually don't need that much gold, I don't think, in this run. I'm kind of just grabbing a good heap of gold to help us out in the run today. It shouldn't be like, oh my god, we must have it. Having some kind of circle of vigor would be really nice. And what else would be interested in? Extra life, saving grace, a couple immunities, the classics. Anthony, I saw you said where you're doing some end of everything farming and you got killed by polymorphic. I've had that happen to me too. That is so frustrating. So essentially what they're saying is the end of everything has the poly shots. Obviously those are dangerous, but that's not what got Anthony. And that's what sometimes you let your guard down because you're like, oh, I survived the end of everything. Here's the great chest. But the great chest, sometimes nukes are going off at, not sometimes, they always are going off at the end. And this can lead to your great chest opening, kind of like bursting open. And if it happens to drop a poly flask, that flask can break and get on your character, polying you, which then, if the nukes are still going off, can also instantly kill you. So you have to be afraid, not just the poly shots, but the stuff that is dropped from the end of everything chest could be a poly flask that gets you killed. Some bullshit, man. So if you're curious why I was tanking up my health a little bit, I could have went and looked around for ambrosia and stuff, but I figured, you know what, let's just tank up and then we'll just sprint through the cursed area. Just make sure we have enough HP to safely make it through Cursed Rock, and then we'll be good. As you can see, it doesn't need that much health, but I wanted to have a little bit of extra insurance. I won't grab wand editing in Fifth Holy Mountain. I didn't know there was a wand editing in the Fifth Holy Mountain. I never saw it. I haven't been all the way down to the bottom, but we're going to Parallel Worlds because I'm going to start farming perks and stuff. Oh, I see it's right here anyways. We got it, baby. Damn it. I would like that extra life. But for today, we'll end up making loops, so it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Why don't you take the green gem? You talking about the one from the Master of Masters? You could. It just takes time. It's just what you're depending, like what you want to do with your time. I was goofing around like farming worms. That took more time than killing that boss would have taken. So I was just spending my time in a more probably silly way. But yeah, the gym is not a bad idea. It means spell refresh. Oh, spell refresh. Okay, so the reason you see me avoiding this, that actually there is an important detail. So watch this. Right now I have this spell. You can kind of just ignore everything else on this wand. Just ignore everything else. And just look at these two spells. Gamma casts a copy of the last spell on your wand. So black hole's in the last spot. So this is infinite. Right? So I can shoot the black holes infinitely. But you may say, okay, well, it doesn't matter though. If you grab the refresh, who cares? I mean, it's infinite. Well, the issue is right now I'm holding down. I'm just casting as fast as I can. 1, 2, 3. Like it's working just fine. Let's grab this refresh, and then it takes our 0 charges to 3 charges. Now watch what happens here. I'm gonna start firing it off. Every other shot, it's gonna use up a charge, as you can see up here. And then it's about to use up the last charge. So now I've used up all my black holes. The Greek letters have this weird thing where I'm still firing, by the way. I'm still trying to shoot. It just doesn't let me. Where whenever a spell that had charges runs out of charges, you have to like swap away from the wand and swap back, or open your inventory and close it or something like that, before the Greek letter will copy the spell with 0 charges. Does that make sense? It's kind of weird. It's I don't know. Like Latalia, no, probably data mine can tell you exactly why it does it. I don't know if it's something super intentional, but this is important because sometimes whenever you're traveling the world really quickly and you're not paying attention to, I don't know, maybe you're jumping into lava or you're just doing some ridiculous thing, and all of a sudden you run out of charges on your black hole, and you're trying to dig through the lava really quick, but your black holes won't shoot, and you're just like, what the fuck? And it will be because you grab that refresh, resetting the charges, and then you happen to run out of charges in a moment that you were very vulnerable, and the only way to fix that was to quickly swap away and swap back, which you don't always think of when you're in like a scary situation. You're not like, let me just resort my wands. So that's why I tend to avoid it, so I don't end up getting myself in some like panicky situation, and just guarantee that I always have the infinite shots. You know what's a funny way that I actually see that? You may say, well, that's a really specific scenario. I've actually seen, if I had to go off the top of my head how many times I've seen other streamers have that little detail get them killed, I would say it's probably around a dozen times, like 12 times. I can easily remember, which is all, you know, I've watched a ton of Noita, so it's not really that many times, but I've seen it happen. It's significant because, let me show you. Wait, is this, kind of works, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, we gotta do it like this. So what happens usually to experienced players who are aware of that exact thing that I just told you, what ends up happening is they'll have heals and Circle of Vigor both on the same wand. So every time they teleport, it also heals them. Not really much to think about. You're just teleporting, you're healing. You just charge everything because you're always being healed. Even if something does 1,000 damage to you, boom, you're instantly healing up. Well, what will happen is they see the perk unlimited spells. In unlimited spells, even though it doesn't give you unlimited black holes, the perk also gives you a spell refresh like the moment you grab it, essentially. So I grab this, and you'll notice that my charges of black holes go up from 0 to 3. Well, if your heal wand goes from having 0 charges to now having a couple charges, you're not paying attention, you go charging into lava, because normally you can out heal the lava damage anyways. But then while you're traveling along, you notice your health just tanking and not going back up. It may be too late for you by the time you realize what occurred, and that's probably the way, the exact way I've seen most of them die, is heals combined on a tele wand, unlimited spells, giving them charges on that heal on that tele wand, and then accidentally charging through lava or cursed rock and then dying. Get the good tower wand? Yes, I will. 1 second. We will have it soon. What is that? I shouldn't be shooting black holes, should I? Because that may have dropped something that we needed. Actually, wait, no. The dice wouldn't matter right now. There are some heals. We do have heals. They're online. Now this is a tricky one. Do we want to chop? Chop isn't for another 2 hours. I can't decide if I want to grab Repulsion. Let me think about what we're doing today. Leviathan, Greed Curse. Greed Curse is one that makes me want to say yes. This makes me nervous, but I feel like somehow it could complicate. You know what? I'm just nervous that we're doing so many things today that the Repulsion is gonna mess up something. Repulsion is amazingly good to have defensively, but I'll skip it for today, I guess. Projectile Eater. No, I do like the No More Knockback. That is a great perk. We're gonna get the regular fire immunity, so I'm not worried about the oil blood. Eater will help with the squid boss. The squid boss. Oh, you're talking about the Leviathan when he shoots his shots. My main fear is actually not the Leviathan. The Greed Curse is gonna scare me. It's actually scaring me right now. I'm trying to think about the stuff that can happen. Opinions on Radish. I'm not a fan. Not a Radish kind of guy. I don't know why. A lot of Korean wing places, they serve it with the wings with radish. And I always try to take a bite and I'm like, blah, blah. I reject this radish. It's abomination. I don't know. I've never had radish that I liked. I want both of these. Let's see. Where are we at right now? Maybe we'll get the dice. And then we'll be able to grab just both of them and I'll be so happy. Ooh. We don't have melee immunity. We don't have electric immunity. We don't have damage. Got some issues right now. Couple problems. I also need both of these. Huh. I'm more worried about the dissolved powders being an issue, so I'll grab that. Are you not taking no more knockback? So, whenever we do the greed dice, it is going to be shooting out some crazy shit. And I'm trying to think... Why do I have double light on there? I'm trying to think if there are some things that it could save our ass from dying from. If the butt protector will save our ass, that is. Spells to acid, we don't... Wait, spells to acid had an issue before. Was it that it eroded the dice? What was the issue? The one that we found the most success were... I think it may have just been that it casted too... Like, even if you casted every frame, something about it was wrong. The one that I actually liked a lot was the runestone that deleted nearby stuff. I think that was the one that we liked. Actually, let's just turn this into our damage one now. Grab that. This heavy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess 5. Sure. Oh wait, I gotta have one more for that. Damn it. Filler projectile, filler projectile. Oh, that'll work. In fact... There we go. Could merge the heals, the black hole or telly one. The problem is the black hole one won't be a good one, and the telly one I need... the knowledge... The heal bolt's gonna die too quickly. I'll have to separate it from the group with like an add timer. If I could find an add timer, that would be pretty great, which I'll probably have to go to hell to get, and so it probably will happen eventually. We'll see. Yeah, we'll probably, I mean, we'll see. Maybe I'll just get both anyways if I travel enough parallel worlds. We'll just have them both. Why would you rather go hell than visit the Master of Masters? I mean, because usually if you're going to hell, if you're grabbing just one spell, you could argue that, yeah, maybe it's a bit quicker to go there. But in hell, usually you have like a groceries list where you're like, I want to grab this, I want to grab this, I want to grab this, and then you just add that to the grocery list of things you need to snag up. Alright, so we cannot begin our Curse Greed dice hunting until we get a couple things. One of them, is it Telekinetic Kick I think I need? Saving Grace, Extra Life, Telekinetic Kick. Would Omega plus Piercing plus Heal plus Black Hole not heal you enough? Omega plus Piercing plus Heal plus Black Hole? I doubt it. The Black Hole should pull the heal away like instantly. I'm pretty sure. Especially because we're using speed ups on our Black Hole one. Might want a few armor. That's why I'm hoping for extra life and heals so that we don't have to worry about the armor so much, but you may be right. Dice is nice. Stronger levitation. I don't think I need this for anything, but something tells me I should grab it. May need it for something. Oh, you know what's a sick idea? That circle, oh shit. This one right here. Projectiles caught within the field transform into blasts of lightning. I wonder if I could put the dice inside of this, and then whenever I roll it into the field. If it ever shoots off black holes, omega black holes, they'll convert to lightning maybe. That could be something. Good idea, a great idea. Oh, everything seems like a great idea until it goes terribly wrong, and you're like, that was a stupid idea. But I feel like it's something, right? Ash is backing me up here. If you do use an add trigger later, could you explain how it works outside of converting a spell to a trigger? A spell to a trigger spell? Yeah, sure. There's lots of stuff to talk about with the add triggers and stuff. There's always more complex stuff you can do with it. You can get pretty wild with them. Yeah, we could also, yeah, any of these really. Well, not that one. We don't want that one. But yeah, the critters one could work. Keep an eye out for those. I just, for some reason, I saw that and it made me think of it. And I was like, wait, that's something that we could use. You could try to lure one of the lightning field weirdos from heaven. Oh, that's also a great idea, Sneck. That's a really cool one, actually. Yeah, that's a pretty creative one right there. We have the Circle of Vigor. The issue is I need an extra Greek letter that's not so expensive. So we are going to want to combine this here, like this. It doesn't matter where it goes, but the problem is we run out of charges, so then we have to move a Greek letter in. But right now, it's going to cost us a little bit, and the cast delay removal is not going to be enough. Yeah, but we'll get something soon. Yeah, the Circle of Vigor is pretty nice. Will help us in the late game. Well, not even late game. We can help us right now if I'm willing to run down to hell and take advantage of it. Damn. No extra life, no saving grace. We cannot go forward without that stuff. It's a must-have situation. No balls? I think you may underestimate just how deadly that greed dice can be. It's a little scary. What in the hell? This thing just cough up. We just grab the stuff that I'm interested in. I don't think we need another piercing, but whatever. I mean, that one's a fun one, but I don't think we're going to be using it today. We gotta be all business today. What poses the highest risk? So we are prepping for some things that are really dangerous in the game, and to give you an idea, one of the things actually shoots out just death. Like, actually no, two of the things actually shoot out tons of death. Things that could actually kill us somewhat easily. So, while our health bar looks really high, there actually is moments that damage can kill us. Just straight up enough damage. Both the Leviathan actually can shoot enough damage to potentially kill us. The the greed chest actually can shoot out enough damage that can potentially kill us. The end of everything, not so much damage that I'm worried about. It's more of the polymorphine shot. So the greatest threat probably is polymorphine. It's hard to ever rule that shit out. So that is our number one fear. I have a solution for that one. It's just I'd rather take care of my potential damage issues first, and then I'll solve my polymorphine problem in a moment. Preferably when you're doing stuff really deadly, you want to have at least saving grace, and then also one extra life. That way, if something goes terribly wrong, you have the extra life to save your ass. You can have multiple extra lives. Telekinetic kick, this is one of the rare days that I actually do want to grab that. I'm pretty certain. I could be wrong, I could be misremembering, but I think it's very helpful with the greed dice. Oh, there's saving grace, which I would like to have the electric immunity, but saving grace is... Oh, we're getting both. Thank you, game. The dice was nice. It was very kind to me. I wonder if you can use Lightning Weirdo to get rid of the end of everything poly shots. I feel like it'd be tricky because there's so much deadly shit happening. Like there'd be something like, oh wait, the end of everything would convert them over to a Steve, wouldn't it? So I think you'd have to cast it somewhere else, and then move over to the lightning dude maybe. Steve happens later. Poly shots are quite early. Oh wait, really? The Steve part happens after the poly shots? What the fuck? I always thought it was before. Huh. So then it wouldn't matter in that case. I don't know. You'd try it out. That would be a cool discovery. To be like the easiest way, the cheapest, because I mean that enemy is pretty common, like very common in the snow zones. Just be chilling there and avoiding all of the death. Explosive detonator. Oh, good idea. Spam that. We need chainsaw though if we're going to use the explosive detonator to try to keep us safe. Also, I feel like maybe there was a couple spells that doesn't help with on the green dice. Check the wiki. Steve thing happens as the 5th to last end of everything event. Nice. Nice. So yeah, you could just leave them there. I mean, as long as none of the other things could kill them, right? Like, I don't know if the wave of acid would fuck him up, but even then you could just kind of cast it to the side and then move over to him. Think you could use the meditation cube or the eye to quickly dupe the dice since the portal takes you back to where you came from? Yeah, I mean, but if we hit the jump right, we should be able to move back and forth several times, right? Unless you're saying like, I see what you're saying. In case we need to go back again, so we don't have to walk it again. It's important that we're not going in Walmart right now intentionally, because I don't want to. That area is going to be the best area for hunting down the greed die, and yeah, when you're looking all over for those dice, it can be a pain if you've already loaded in like half the Walmart zones. So we have Saving Grace, which was the main thing I was looking for. Yeah, at this point, just chainsaw, and I'm gonna say we're ready to go. Give me a chainsaw game. And if it doesn't show up soon, we just are gonna make a homemade chainsaw, which is luminous drill stacking. The biggest issue is the curse eating the dice, just how it happened on the greed die run. Yeah, the thing is, though, we can balance that by duping the dice and then getting rid of the greed curse. That way we have many greed dice, and then we can just have backups in case something goes terribly wrong. Oh yeah, I have Circle of Vigor. What am I talking about? Yeah. Totally forgot. I don't know why I'm still holding on. I keep looking at this one up here, and that's what got me thinking about it. I was like, wait, that is better than regular heal bolt. Because we're not using regular heal bolt. I like this one. Move this in there. Sure, sure, sure. Woo! Peace with the gods. Yeah, we'll go ahead and grab that now. Ooh, okay, finally, we're getting some stuff. No more dealing with bullshit. There you go. Faster black hole shot. I don't know. Our 500th add mana for whatever reason. And then this means that we now need to go to the extra gold room and then to hell, which we can go to the extra gold room down in hell, I guess. Alright. We are heading over to the... There's a gold room that I showed you earlier, but there's another gold room over here. Actually, we might as well grab this while we're here.
Well, I wish you guys could see this guy right now. He is drenched.
This is not the gold room, by the way. Wait, why are we this high? We actually should be much lower. Am I crazy? Am I... Oh, shit. A little bit crazy. There we go. Which of the random starts do you think will be the hardest to complete? Gold room will just require re-rolling. What are your options for hell or the power plant? So hell isn't really hell. It's called it's the work. So I believe it's just considered in the same family. So I don't think we actually have a forced hell spawn. I don't think. Oh, lava is kind of getting in here, so it's... There we go. So now we are in hell. So what I would like to do is I need to find the floating islands in the sky. There we go. And I need to find a cheapy Greek letter. Tau, it's kind of tempting. Probably grab a cheapy Greek letter. We'll grab like an add timer. Actually, no, wait, we don't need to do the add timer method anymore. We just need the cheapy Greek letter, and that should be fine. We haven't solved our chainsaw issue. So summon Tekasova would be nice, but I'm not gonna force the summon Tekasova. That's, if we come across it, then I'll be like, cool. If not, oh well. Cessation for the end of everything one. So what I'm going to do with that one is just I'm just going to eat a Polymage because I've already tanked up so much that we can literally just brute force our way through it as long as I eat a Polymage before I cast it. Some runs are just chainsaw-less. Yeah, some days they're just like, you aren't worthy of the chainsaw. I don't plan to go looping through hell or anything like that. I'm just kind of doing a quick glance through, and then we'll work with what we get. Saw blades, not really in the mood for that. It was a spells to saw blades. If it's like spells to acid, I may try that because I may use it as an alternative to my, what do you call it, explosive detonator. Which you'll see the role of some of these spells that I'm kind of just holding on to at the moment. I've passed like 1 billion luminous drills up to this point. Sure, this one cost a lot more money. Let's buy it. What's our Castellet is going to be pretty... Oh, yeah, because you have to do... Hold up. Oh, boy. Let me think. 3, 4... Okay, wait. Yeah, there we go. This is just miscounted, that's all. Just some basic addition problems. Thought I messed up the Castellet. So now we're firing our heals constantly with every shot. This is where that earlier I was talking about how you could accidentally run out of charges and not realize it and mess things up. It's kind of the exact scenario we were talking about. Can you use the runestone for this? I would love to have the runestone for this, but we haven't really gone in any of the areas where the runestone could be. I mean, technically you can find it in the basic zones. That's true. In fact, I even shot a black hole over a chest a couple times. I kept thinking, ooh, I shouldn't be doing that because I may have just deleted the runestone that I would like. But I think planning around it is a mistake because it's just too rare to plan around getting that. You know, just being like, oh, I guess I'll just get the runestone. Okay, so pretend that I was doing this and then like our charges of heals ran out. That's where things could go bad, and why it's important to make sure that you don't accidentally restore that unless you're intentionally wanted to. All right, let's do this. Go back to the main world. Wait, what? Oh yeah, we never went down here. I was like, what? Why does this mountain have stuff in it? We never went down here. Extra life. Sure, I like it. Kolmi's over here. Since today's run is not really focused around Kolmi, I'm actually wanting to kill him now just to keep our game as stable as possible because we're going to be doing some stuff that's very laggy. So Kolmi, I don't want you corrupting. I don't want you causing issues. I want you dead. Good Kolmi. Alright, let me think for a second. Yeah, it's time that we grab the Greed Curse. Alright, here we go, chat. So we grab the Eternal Wealth. We have turned in to Daddy Bezos. We are Daddy Bezos from this point forward. Now, whenever we walk... Give it a moment. Come on. You can do it, Greed Curse. You can... Oh, shit. There it is. That's the Greed Curse, and it is chasing after us, trying to hurt us, slash kill us, slash whatever. So what you do is, while you have this, enemies actually drop 3 times as much gold as they normally would, because they have the Curse of Greed. This also makes it so that if we come across a dice, like, or a die, I apologize, a die. I'm just keep saying dice, all right? I'm going to trigger you guys. I can't help myself. I don't know why. I always just call it dice. So if I see the dice... Because I have the curse, that dice actually turns into a greed dice rather than the regular just plain dice. If you have already loaded in the regular one, that doesn't just all of a sudden transform into a greed one. No, it will stay as the regular one. But any new ones that you've never seen before and that you're loading in for the very first time will be the greed version. So we need one of those. It isn't too bad to find, but it's obviously, you know, it's not like the most common item in the game. So we may be looking around for 30 minutes or so, I think. It could take us. I wouldn't be surprised. So here's a Firestone. It's pretty much the same probability of seeing that as that Firestone is of spawning. But we just don't want the Firestone. We want the dice. Oh shit, some ambrosia right there. This is a great area for searching for it because it's a zone that has tons of spawns that are for flasks and wands and all that kind of crap. And the flask spawning locations is where the dice can show up. Or from a treasure chest, we can drop it as well. It's also a possible spot. There's an egg. I think the egg... Oh, broken wand. Yeah, so these are all the things that are in that same family as the dice. We just haven't seen the dice yet. Then again, we just started looking. This is always a good one because it's a double spawn location. It's like, ooh, one of them could be a dice, but not that time. It's also very easy to accidentally pass this greed die. Oh shit, look at that. That's not the greed die, but that's a cruel orb, which is basically the greed version of the shiny orb. You just drop it down. Oh, no, don't drop that down. It's a pouch. Drop this down, then we kick it. No, come back. I have the telekinetic kick, so it makes it a little funky. There you go. So it actually gives you blood money anytime you tele-kick this. Or normally you would just regularly kick it, but I don't have the regular kick. Oh shit, and as you can see, whenever it goes to blow up at the end, there's like kind of like a nuke explosion goes off, so be careful. Never seen that before? Yeah, it's because it's one of those things that really isn't worth it, right? I don't know what the devs... They were drinking a little bit when they made that setup, because while it is interesting, I mean, as far as I know, there's really no use. You're never like, all right, here's what I need to do to heal up. I'm going to grab the greed curse, find the cruel orb, get the blood money, and then use that blood money to heal my character. It'd be like, what? You're going to die way before you pull that off if you're actually already low HP and needing that heal. Killing Kolmi with the cruel orb? Ooh. The devs thought a lot of blood money when they made no tinkering perk also. It's weird because... So, I can't remember. I'd have to go back through like the release notes, but when blood money was initially added, it was insanely good. Every 1 gold was 1 HP. So, I mean, you see how easy money is to come by. It's like you were just getting healed like crazy. So then blood money instantly launched up to one of the best perks in the game whenever it first came out. And the devs were like, oh shit, we kind of need to nerf this thing. And that's where I get a little confused. I can't remember the order specifically, but I think when no wand tinkering was added, it did not have the blood money at all, I don't think. I could be wrong on that one, but I feel like no wand tinkering was just... no wand tinkering, and that's it. And people are like, but why? And then they, at some point, nerfed blood money. They may have nerfed it twice, in fact. And then we're like, once the blood money was nerfed, they were like, and then added it to the no wand tinkering? There was some weird order to things. It's just been so long, I can't remember. But yeah, if you look at it, you're just like, maybe one of the devs, like if blood money was already nerfed, which I think it was when they added it to no wand tinkering, maybe one of the devs didn't realize that it had been nerfed, because I don't think they always communicated and were aware of all the changes like completely that each other was making. Because like you're saying, it doesn't really make much sense. Like you got to think really high of it, trick blood money to be like, oh, this will balance the ability out very well. No wand tinkering should remain with old blood money heal values. That would be pretty sick. Even then, though, like, even then it would still be hard to justify that, but at least it would be something, you know, to it. Something a little bit interesting. So in the beginning, no wand tinkering was straight debuff if taken. I'm pretty certain on that. I could be misremembering. Like I said, it's been a long time. I just remember it just being... It just made no sense. Like, I couldn't justify even 1% why you would grab it. And then maybe it was just because in the early days I didn't realize it had the blood money. But even once I realized, you know, it's still kind of like, but why? Here's what makes it even more confusing. Because Tinker and all that stuff works on like a plus-minus system now, right? Like if you grab Tinker with wands, it's +1 to being able to edit everywhere. If you grab no wand tinkering, it's -1 to being able to edit everywhere. But that wasn't like it makes sense to have, you know, maybe no wand tinkering. Maybe there's a plus-minus, but that system didn't exist. It was much more simple. Where I think you could have like 10 Tinker with wands everywhere and 1 no wand tinkering, and it canceled out all 10 of the Tinker with wands. So it's like that. I don't know, man. They were drunk when they made that perk. About no tinkering, I recently had an idea for how it should work with like Chaos and Isaac, where it makes all wands and spells on them be independent of tiers and completely random. Oh shit, that's such a good change. That's such a cool change. Because you'd be like, fuck, I want to make things like, you would see it. There's actually a reason to grab it then. All right, yeah, maybe you played the daily run, but you didn't grab no wand tinkering at the start. Maybe if I grab it, I'll get this run that's so exciting. People are like, damn, that's a good run.
What's the difference between a brothel and a circus? Well, a circus contains a cunning array of stunts, while a brothel...
I could have swore you've said this exact thing before, Chostings. Is this Deja fucking Vu? What's happening right now? I think even chat is like, yeah, we heard this one. The dice? Oh, wait, you saw the dice? Wait, where was it? Where was it? Did the thing kill it? Oh no. Where was it? You just saw it? I'm afraid to move super far. Did I kill it? It was bottom left of the screen. That's the book. Not that. Wait, what? Go down. Oh. Oh shit. It's blending in, it's camoed. I got it, I'm running, I got it! The greed die! So the thing is, we do not want to roll this greed die until we are willing to lose it, if that makes sense. How do we set this up? Thank you, chat. Good eye, good eye. Good eye. So I'm scared because if I accidentally get rid of the curse, I don't think we can get it back, right? Does greed not come back if you new game plus? That's the part I can't remember. I feel like it does, but when you grab it, maybe it doesn't give you any results. Can you just get more dice? So that's the thing. I thinking of maybe grabbing 2 dice, putting them in separate locations in case something goes terribly wrong to one of them. I have a backup, but I'm going to dupe 1. I think. Probably my plan. I may go looking around for a second. Just a backup plan to be certain. I want to look real quickly at this. It's a high-risk version of the Chaos die. Only appears whilst the curse is going. Every Chaos die that is normally created via its own chance to spawn will instead be a greed die with a 1.1 chance to appear on pedestals and a 0.75% chance to appear in chests. Not unlocked pedestals that spawn the item. Oh wait, I forget what unlocks the Chaos die. The Alchemist kill. Oh yeah. Okay, my brain was lagging on that one. Let's see the dangerous things.
My girlfriend took a pregnancy test cause she was late on her period. She couldn't take the excitement, so went out to walk the dog while I looked at the result. There was only 1 line, so not pregnant, but I marked a 2nd line with a pen, and when I showed her, she went into full panic mode. I told
her this isn't real and it was just a prank. She hasn't talked to me in 19 hours. Jesus Christ. Bayhu's fucking sleeping on the couch for a month. All right. 4 giga black holes spawn from this one. So that one sucks.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
This one really sucks because the 4 giga black holes, I think even if you're removing them like every frame, if I remember correctly, I think they delete the dice. We'll test it in a bit. We'll find out. The 8 meteors, that one's not too big of a deal. Plasma beams, I think the plasma beams may have been a problem as well. I don't know.
I insist you give me the plan.
Gold nuggets, no problem. Gold nuggets, no problem. Gold nuggets, no problem. Spawns multiple Omega saw blades and deletes the green die. Okay, yeah, that's the other one that's a problem. It literally deletes the green die on a 0.5% chance. The other 0.5% chance is it spawns 2 great treasure chests and deletes the green die. This one, obviously, we get it and we'll be happy. So if we end up losing the green die, we have to have enough backups to say that we will be fine. That's what my issue here. You don't just get 1 green die, remove the curse, and then use up your 1 green die, because if you use it up, you don't have the curse anymore. You can't get another one, and you're like, oh, fuck. So I need to make sure I have several. Let's get to it. Let's first try to dupe the current die, and then that's how we can make a decision if we need to go find another before I get rid of the curse. Wait, I forget. If I go into here, it does not... Okay, it does dissipate, right? It says it dissipates. I can't remember if it actually does. No, wait. Okay, good. So then what we can do... We have to be very careful and not accidentally delete our fucking dice. Oh, shit! God damn it. Maybe I lay it here. Maybe it's safer in this spot. Okay, I gotta stop placing it down like that. It's just the issue is I don't want to roll the dice. Do not roll the dice. No! No! I got it. It's right here. Alright. Okay, yeah, the water was the key. Should have done that in the first place. I just kept thinking I could place it down right here where it'd be very visibly clear whenever we're duping it, but I guess that was not the play. Alright, time to head over 7 parallel worlds. And if you're confused on what's happening, don't worry, I'll explain it. Basically we're just gonna kind of glitch out the engine a little bit. Didn't last time you duped the green dice stay upwarp like crazy and you kept losing them? Yes, that's why we're doing this ahead of time. Because it was significant before whenever I lost them, because I would find 1 single green dice and be like, oh, or 1 single green die, my apologies. And I would try to get the treasure chest, you know, spawns to happen, and then something would occur, I would lose them, and then we'd have to spend another 30 minutes plus. And one time I think we spent like an hour looking for another, you know, die. And so this time, I'm duping it before I try any of that crap. Do you have a favorite quest in Noita? I mean, it's kind of an obvious one, probably the Sun quest, just because it's like such an elaborate journey. I feel like it looks awesome. Like there's moments of it you're just like, holy shit, this game's crazy. All right, we've gone 7 parallel worlds, haven't we, chat? Wait, can somebody check that for me? Can I get a verification of being 7 parallel worlds over? Yes, on our map. It says we're in East 7. So what happens is that if you jump 7 parallel worlds in a single jump, what happens is at the spot that you landed at will actually kind of glitch out and it will load the area multiple times. So this can be used to take like a wand that you have, you place it on the ground, and if you were to jump 7 parallel worlds onto that spot where that wand is that you placed, it will then create 2 of those wands. And you can do this many times, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16. It sounds a little weird, but it's essentially the engine bugging out when loading in what should be located at that spot. So here we go. We take this portal. It should take us 7 parallel worlds, and we should see a flash. I am not seeing any flashes. That is concerning. No! There's no flashes! Where are the flashes? I have to be careful. I can't move over there. Should I have gone 8? That 7's fine. Damn it! It was 6? Wait, bullshit. It didn't say E7? Bullshit! I'm scared to go in that direction. The greed curse is going to fuck it up. Time to go to 8. Yeah, I guess so. Guess we're going to 8. Alright, hopefully this time it works correctly. Here we go! Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh no, don't dupe the one below. There we go. Okay. All right. Chill. All right, we got some dice. We're cooking. We're dicing. We're definitely spawning a lot of dice. Basically, we're causing the engine to like bug out and just keep spawning more and more dice. I don't know if it's hit its limit because it seems to not be spawning anymore, but that's fine. That's good enough for now. In fact, we probably fuck stuff up. Stop before they start rolling. That's true. It could be pure mayhem. And I just say restart with enabled mods active, and that should be fine, yeah? Essentially, the engine bugs out. It starts to load in the things that are supposed to be in that one square repeatedly, and you can walk back and forth, causing it to fire off many times in a row. And more? No. It's the game's going to get really unstable. I think we can just restart. I don't think there was any reason that I had to hold off. Let me... Okay, so the dice is still chilling there. They should be fine. Let me... Actually, no, that's fine. We don't want to walk near them because we have a curse on our character right now. And if we walk near those dice, the curse could literally destroy all of those dice. We do not want to risk that happening. It can mess things up. It displaces them. It will destroy... It's just all kinds of jank. So we have to go to a holy mountain that we've never been in before, and we get rid of this damn curse on our character. This is easy to do. We just go to the west. The west, I have not used the west at all. So going in here, into the first mountain, run over here. There's the dice, meaning there's the crystal. We destroy the crystal. It should say something about the curse has... dissipated or some shit. Yeah, the crystal shatters. Okay, what the fuck? The messages were just getting spammed right there. Let me make sure that it is in fact gone. We'll run down here and make sure that it is not still chasing us. There's a chunk map keeping track of all the chunks currently loaded. It has a size of 512 by 512 chunks. If you cross that size limit, the game will load the same chunk multiple times. That's the whole thing, what's all he said. Get cessation to hide? We don't need any cessation to hide. We head up, just fucking stand there and stare at it. Have no fear. Alright, looks like the curse is gone. So we're gonna run over here. And then now I need to make sure to start to transfer some of these dice to a different place. The reason we have to transfer them is I want to make sure that if something goes terribly, terribly wrong, and some, like let's say that whole grouping gets deleted right now, I want to know that I have a die somewhere else that we can dupe again and create more backups, if that makes sense. Like a plan B and a plan C if I can. There we go. Okay, so we've distributed out 3 extra dice, so we can go back to the main area where I have them all at. Let's just go to the right side, it's probably quicker that way. Let us begin with our first dice, or die. So what we do is while the dice is rolling, we spam this to try to kill off any deadly projectiles that kick out of this. Yeah, we killed him. There we go. Tried to spawn in some dangerous stuff. It died immediately. Basically, the green dice creates some of the projectiles it creates are really dangerous. So we're casting something that kills nearby projectiles. Explosive detonator. All nearby explosive spells cast by you instantly detonate. Now that can be a little bit misleading because you hear explosive spells and you assume just like bombs or some shit like that. But actually, almost all spells in the game have like an explosive element to them. So this will kill just about all projectiles in the game. So what I'm doing is, oh shit, I'm just spamming it, trying to kill off any deadly things, and we just continue to do this until we get the reward. There's a 0.5% chance. Oh shit, there's a 0.5% chance that we will get the thing we're looking for every roll. 0.5%. I think last time we did the green dice thing, we had, so there's 2.5% chances. One of them is a really good thing, and one's a really bad thing. We had the 0.5% bad thing happen like 4 times before the good thing did or some shit. It was really frustrating because whenever the good or bad thing happens, it's just a rare event happens. The die gets deleted. So we would like to not have the die delete itself for nothing. Come on, 0.5% chance. So far we haven't seen... Hell, it's a 1% chance we'll get one of them, and I still haven't seen that, but I don't know if we've done 100 rolls yet. Okay, this thing is kind of falling apart over here. We find a good... solid spot, maybe the next mountain over. Them both down, you have spares. That's true. That's actually a really good point. It is. Wait, did they both? Wait, hold on. Did I roll one in the other roll? I swear that just happened. Put 3 down. Make it too wild, man. Not get too crazy, man. It sucks because as the terrain starts to dissolve, it like starts to seep into the ground. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oops! I didn't mean to do that. What the hell? Get out of the wall. Oh shit, I think that one dice just deleted itself. I wasn't paying attention. That was my bad. Whoops. Can you go over what you're doing? Now there's people asking. Yeah, sure. Okay, let's go over the yaps. So, basically, a lot of you guys are probably aware there's a dice in Noita. That part, hopefully, is not shocking information. Maybe there's a couple of new guys that have never seen it before. It's not that exciting of an item. It's actually a pretty boring item. That's if you've watched a lot of Noita, but you're like, I still have never seen it. It's because that's how forgettable it is. There's just small things about it that you can do that are kind of interesting. So we are actually doing a run mainly based around it today, taking this item that is, for the most part, not an interesting item and trying to make it a bit more interesting. So the base dice is called, or die, whatever you want to call it, is called the Chaos Die. And give me one moment, I will pull up a wiki page, because there's something I was going to show you that some people may not realize, but delete the portal. Why do I want to delete it? It's fine, it's fine. Wiki, if you just look up the Chaos Die, this is what the regular die looks like. It's just a white die. And when you roll it, these are the things that happen. 16.5% chance that it shoots a bunch of ice bolts. 16.5% chance it shoots lightning bolts. You get the idea. But there are two rare ones. There's a 0.5% chance it will cast a circle of acid spell. This version of the spell ignores terrain. Yes, it will just go through this huge thing of acid, just pours everywhere. It's kind of insane looking. And then there's a 0.5% chance it will shoot off a heal. It's kind of not that useful because you may say, oh, a heal? Heals in Noita are great. Yeah, but you can't be rolling a die trying to get a heal and then accidentally have it launch tons of damage in your face. It's not a very realistic way. Maybe one day somebody will come up with some really cool tech on how to consistently do this in a safe way, but so far, nothing that I have found that interesting. But anyways, so this is a pretty mediocre thing. See it from time to time, not worth the trouble, not worth messing with. You'll end up just hurting yourself most of the time. Causes more, oh yeah, there's even good visuals on it. Yeah, look at this one. That's the bad one. That actually happens if you get a 0.5% chance. Meanwhile, this is the good one. See, the heal is a small circle of vigor, so you'd have to run over there and get it. It actually just cast it twice. I don't think that normally happens, but I don't know. What we have done is we have a greed die. And the way you get a greed die is you have to grab a curse in Noita, the greed curse. And then if you walk around the world, whenever it tries to, if you happen to discover what would normally be a chaos die, instead of being a chaos die, when you come upon it, which means like you're loading it for the first time, not like you don't get one of these, sit it down, grab the greed curse. It's not going to change. It's going to stay as a chaos die. No, you need to find a new die. So you've never, when you what? Come upon it. Like you find it for the first time, okay? Don't be weird, chat. So you find a new die that's never been loaded, and it will actually be a greed die instead of the regular one. Now this greed die has different stuff, which as you can see right now, we're mainly getting a lot of gold from it, which if you look at the percent chances, it makes sense. But there is a 16.5% chance it will shoot off plasma beams, a 16.5% chance it will shoot off meteors, and a 16.5% chance it will shoot off 4 giga black holes. So let me show you what that looks like. So I throw that down, I hide. See that? Plasmas, kind of dangerous. So instead of risking the dangerous stuff, okay, you see that right there, I guess I was letting it happen. See how these things right here just popped out of it. These are very dangerous, but we're buffed up enough that we really don't have to worry about those. Like if I get sucked into it, it's not going to hurt me like at all. But the problem is something different. It's that those white holes, or I mean those giga black holes, actually destroy the dice. They end up killing it. So whenever I place the dice down, what I'm doing is I'm spamming this spell. And what this spell does, the explosive detonator destroys all nearby explosives. So in case it does summon in something dangerous like those giga black holes, my spell will kill it immediately before it gets the chance to delete the die. That's the general idea. Let me just grab this easy one right here. There's one. Okay, let me grab the backup one. We have one here and then one in another spot too. We'll be fine. So we keep rolling this over and over and over, and we're trying to hit this one right here. 0.5% chance that it spawns 2 great treasure chests and deletes the greed die, which is what we're hoping for at the moment. Wasn't sure if there was a GIF of that in action, but we're hopefully going to see it real time. Oh, that's why somebody said get rid of the portal, so that I don't have to dodge it or whatever. There we go. Hopefully it doesn't go running down that little tunnel now. The reason I tend to be using these spots where the portals are is it kind of makes a nice cup and to control them. And then the terrain that's here is not very easy to dig terrain. God damn it, the other dice rolled the dangerous one. So far we've deleted like 4 dice? Being a bit sloppy, I gotta be more careful. Ooh, I accidentally grabbed like 15 refreshers right there. Yeah, we're refreshed as hell. I've never been so fresh in my life. Oh wait, these are bad. It's gonna, yeah, as I was doing it, I realized the mistake. I was like, wait, it's just gonna upwarp. What about this? What about if we go over here? Do that. Portal's gone. Throw the dice down. Throw the other one down. Oh! Woo! 0.5% chance. Oh shit, they're burning. Well, we're gonna find out what they are in just a moment. What's it gonna be? Let's separate them a little bit. Oh shit! Oh shit! We got some loot on this one actually. Hold on, what all?
You know, I might have failed 50 fucking times, but I got that one perfect run that just felt so fucking good.
Did you see the potion? We got some urine potions. And lots of extra HP. So let's see, we're currently at 3,040 HP. Let's see how much extra health it dropped. So it dropped, did I count that right? 200 HP? So, 8 hearts, something like that? Yeah, it makes it 8 times, okay. That is right. Consume, it's just a ton of urine, you sickos. I didn't want to do that. Chat made me do that.
I really wish you guys could see this guy right now. He is drenched in sweat.
You think I wanted to be like this? So those treasure chests, again, if anybody doesn't know what those what makes them so special, you may be like, oh, but you have to get them through that crazy scenario you just saw. No. Great treasure chests can spawn literally in the first zone, in any zone in all of Noita, anywhere that a treasure chest can spawn, there's a 1 in 1,000 chance that it will be a great treasure chest. We were just doing a method that guaranteed gives us 2 of them out of a greed die, but you know, you could do it just from exploring the world. That's why people in our community tend to share some of the craziest seeds they've ever found in the game. It usually means that they found one of those chests just from walking into the first zone. This can be both very good and very bad. Most of the time, it is very good. Most of the time it's pretty meh, actually, but it leans towards the good portion of things. But I do have a video where I show that the great chest can go terribly, terribly wrong. There was a great chest in the first zone that had tons, like 5 flasks that actually were monstrous powder flasks, and those spawned bosses. So the chest opened up and the flasks broke on the ground. So in the very first zone, starter ones, like 7 bosses spawn in the very first zone. So you're pretty much just fucked. This was a regular natural seed though. This is something that can happen organically. Somebody could be playing their very first run of Noita ever, and they could run into it. It's RNG, right? You just don't know what's going to happen. Yolk could kill them. Okay, now I know you're delusional. What's Short Man linking? Wait, is this a clip of it? Hold on, let's see. Oh, he does it. He went right to business, right to. Wait, did you link it as a short? No, you just linked it. There it is, right there. Short Man was quick. A cursed Noita seed. In this seed right here that Short Man linked, that is the one where I talk about exactly that. This may look like some clickbaity thing. No, this is a legitimate seed that a guy came in our community, came in the channel and said, hey, I just had something really weird happen. Can you explain what happened? And then he shared the seed, and then we went and checked it out. And I was like, dude, I've never seen a run like this. This is actually insane. And it was exactly what I'm describing. First zone, tons of bosses spawned. It was pretty crazy. And in fact, there has not been a patch since then. So if you ever go checking it out, you can check this out. You will have the exact same thing happen, which is a great chest with those bosses in it. So that's why it's always important that if you see something really unusual in Noita, one of the first things that you should do is pause your game and write down that seed number, because then you can share it with other players and they can check it out for themselves. So this basically dropped some wands that were kind of interesting, I guess. They're okay wands. It dropped a ton of urine flasks, which is a material that some people don't even know exists in Noita, but yes, there is piss. And in fact, it dropped a lot of urine. Urine and whiskey. And then it dropped a where is this? Get rid of this shit. Get out of here. Get out of here. I want that. It dropped a water stone. Now this is actually a pretty interesting stone, but it used to be really interesting because you could only get it from a great chest. But nowadays you can get this whenever you want. All you have to do is go down to the hell essence, which is the water essence, and then when you remove it, it gives you the water stone, and you can walk on like lava, cool stuff like that. But the thing that mainly people are interested in it for is that whenever you bring out the stone, let's say I go over here, try to get this water off of me. Come on. So whenever you bring the water stone out, look at my water stain area right here. The moment I bring it out, instantly you get covered in water. So if you ever fungal shift water into another material, let's say you turn water into healthium, that means that anytime you bring out this water stone, instantly it will hit you with healthium effect. It's basically a healthium stone at that point. Or if for some weird reason you wanted to do a fungal shift with urine. So we have urine here, and let's say we did a fungal shift. By the way, this is not planned, so I doubt it's going to play out this way, but it could lead to something funny. You never know. Eat some fungus. And then you hold on to your urine flask. And we're doing a fungal shift. Maybe we'll get lucky. Blood. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Aw, blood turned into vomit. Unlucky, we didn't get the shift. What I was hoping is that maybe we could get like water. If water was to turn into urine, because we were holding a urine flask, then this stone would turn into a urine stone. It would still call it, have the finished name, it'd still be a water stone, but whenever you pulled out the water stone, it would immediately cover you in a urine stain. You'd be covered in piss. Which the urine stain, in case you're curious, is right here. It just says Gerardied. Apparently it's a TF2 reference. I'm a TF2 noob, I don't know shit. But apparently the sniper in TF2 carries jars of piss with them and throws it at people, and he calls it Gerardi. Oh, make fool's gold instead? That's true, we could show that one off. But we gotta start pushing forward to our other two greater chests. Let me just show off this fool's gold, and then we will move on to the next task. Alright, so here you go. Urine. Going over to the lava right here. In fact, move this freeze out of the way. Alright, watch what happens when you put urine on top of lava. It's kind of a funny one, actually. It makes this cool looking gold solid material called fool's gold. So you can actually... There's actually a really cool one on the wiki of showing this interaction with the broken shifts. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now, but I will at least show what it looks like. Scroll down to the, not broken shifts, wait. Is it this one? Yes. Look at this. In this scenario, he basically has urine and lava spawning at the same time, and this results in it doing a reaction, and basically it turns into sea. Instead of having sea of lava, it's sea of fool's gold. So every time you cast it, it just casts this huge chunk of fool's gold, which is pretty neat. This was Latali, I believe, that recorded this one. Why is Dunk doing pissing chemistry? This is Noita, damn it! It's crucial! Learn your piss chemistry! If you ever want to be a good Noita player, you have to know a little bit of piss science. Alright, well, we'll throw this away. We don't really need to do anything else with the piss. It's mainly just goofing around. Just fun stuff. There's no reason you would ever want the piss stain on you. Apparently, whenever you have it on yourself, you have an increased chance of being crit. But people looked into it, and the player can actually not be crit by anything. Nobody's ever found a way for the player to actually take crit damage. There can be damage variance and stuff, but it doesn't mean you were crit. Crit is 5 times damage. You can get the stain on enemies to help. I think it does increase it on enemies, but it does not increase it on the player. It just is like, yeah, it's a TF2 reference, but it doesn't actually let you get crit more. Can we take the ducks? I don't think we actually see the ducks won't do any damage. I'm about to go kill the Leviathan. I was gonna see if I could think up a way to use the ducks on the Leviathan, but I don't really have a setup for some duck damage. Real quickly, let's head over here. I left a Holy Lance for myself for later. It is somewhere over here. Unironically, alchemists from history were notorious for doing piss chemistry. I have heard that, actually. Also, haven't like some of the smartest ones, didn't they like drink some like poisonous shit too? And yeah, there's some curiosity definitely runs wild for these guys, these chemists. Okay, we gotta... That should be more than enough. Let's go. Okay, so the guy we're about to be killing... So, the whole goal for today, if you don't know, the whole bet was we had to get the 3 methods, 3 of the consistent methods for getting great treasure chests. So the last method you just saw, I mean, consistent is kind of a loose term because obviously the greed die was a bit crazy. You had to like throw it over and over and over until eventually you get it to spawn the great chest. But damn it, we were able to spawn it in. So that's method number 1. We have 2 more methods left that we have to do. And the method we're about to be showing next is killing the Leviathan. We're suffocating, but it's not too scary since we have tons of healing. Alright, there he is. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a platform like this. And hopefully the great chest gets caught on it so that we can actually see what's in the great chest. And our damage is all going to come from the Holy Lance. Holy Lance is one of the few spells that actually hurts this guy on its own. Oh shit, look at the damage that guy just did. Ooh, took half my health bar. You monster. Okay, I may put an add trigger on one of these other spells. Kinda thought I could just spam it down a little bit better than I am. Spam it! Spam it! Hold on, let's make sure, let's check on the ice. Make sure we got a good amount of ice. Spam it! Oh, I healed him! I healed him with my circle of vigor! I knew that was gonna happen. I kept trying to avoid it, but I was getting too close to him. How dare you steal my heals? Okay, oh. What in the hell? It's weird. Yeah, the Holy Lance, like, fucking up the ice left some weird kind of, like, flashing... No, not the ice being gone. That's not the part I'm looking at. I was looking at the... Look right here. There's, like, this these lines that are like flashing in and out. I guess it's the ice that broke under the water, and I don't know. Got really weird. Yeah, I accidentally fucked up, and I immediately destroyed our... Oh, well... Boop. So we immediately destroyed... No, we didn't even destroy it, I don't think. I think it just despawned. But basically, whenever you kill that guy, he does drop a great chest. I just did a terrible job at the platform being beneath him. So whenever he dies, he'll drop this chest. Just like if I was to drop an item up here, like this, and I drop it. And whenever it drops, if it falls off screen, it drops into unloaded area. And so you got to do your best to try to keep up with it. But realistically, what happens most of the time is it just falls forever. And it just basically just phases out of your game. So the great chest that I just spawned in kind of just phased out of reality. But don't worry, somebody said if it does that, does that count? I said, yeah. Well, the point is we're just doing the method to spawn it in. I was hoping we get a clear visual on it, but...
You think you know me?
Oh well. So that's number 2. Never saw the chest. We can go a frame-by-frame breakdown if we have to. Chest 2, trust me, bro. Actually, hold on. We may be... Let's look. We may be able to do a frame-by-frame breakdown. Nope, nope. A little bit back. Yeah, well, actually, it did open. It did open immediately. You could see it. See, right here, you could see the chest opening. In fact, you'll even see a little bit of an animation. Let me turn it into 0.25. See that right there? You see this gold kind of animation that's happening there? Here we go. So right there. So he just drops the heal. So yeah, the heart did come from a chest. I guess I was thinking that he dropped both a heal and a heart. I just mixed them up, I guess. There you go, chat. Yeah, I see it. See, Robot. Thank you, Robot, for paying attention. See, I told you to shift smoke to milk. Yeah, this is true. So if you're curious what Trinity's talking about, saying like you should have shifted smoke to milk, what he's saying, why he's saying that is because all the water in our world, see how this was a water flask? It's now smoke. This is what killing the Leviathan does. It removes the water in your world. So remember this water stone that we have here? Whenever we bring out the water stone, no stain, because smoke does not stain your character. So by bringing out the water stone, it tries to, it says, oh, apply the smoke stain on the character. Well, it doesn't exist in the game. The code doesn't have a smoke stain, so nothing occurs. But this is a cool thing because you just basically think of anything in the game that has a stain effect and know that if you fungal shift it into the water stone by bringing out the water stone, it will affect you. So yes, ambrosia would work. If you were to shift water into ambrosia, anytime you bring out the water stone, it would be an ambrosia stone. You could hold this stone and fly into insanely deadly stuff in the game, and as long as it doesn't somehow override the stain effect, you should be fine. You should be immortal. Okay, so we've done two of the methods. Greed dice, done. We got the great chest from that. Killing the Leviathan, you didn't get to see a clean visual, but the great chest spawned and was opened immediately, and it only dropped a heart. Pretty lame drop, I know. It can drop insane stuff too. It's just, its variance is crazy. And then the last one is going to be the end of everything. And this is a very dangerous spell to cast that if you don't know what you're doing, most new players, if it's their first time casting it, you're pretty much guaranteeing death for a new guy. If they don't know what's coming, they will just die. You'll see in just a moment what makes it so deadly. But before we do that, I wanted to just very quickly show you, and I'll link this in the chat. I think I was going to link it earlier. I got distracted. There's a page that explains all the possible drops of a great chest. I'll link this in the chat if you really want to dive through it. But the main thing I wanted to point out, or a couple main things, is yes, it has apparently a 1 in 100 million chance of dropping an orb. So obviously it's insane. 0.00001% chance. This luck, this 1 in 100 million chance is tied to the seed. It's tied to the pixels, meaning that if you were to find the exact pixel out of 100 million pixels, if you were to find the one that will give you, if you stand on an exact pixel, will give you this orb, you can consistently do it on that seed. You can get as many orbs as you want. It only lets you pick up one per world, so 3 total. Main world, east, and west each can get a greater chest orb. So this is pretty rare. Sampo, that's, if you watch the fastest run in the history of Noita that is seeded, it's only like, I don't know, 10 seconds long. That's because the way the run starts is, the run began, it's a seeded run, so they know what's going to happen. There's a great chest right at the entrance, so you run begins, open the great chest, grab the Sampo, now you can win the game, because all you need to get a win is the Sampo. So the entire run start to finish is like, I don't know, 10 seconds. It's very short. It's Yolk is the one who has the world record, if anybody's curious on that run. And he has it on both the random seed and the seeded, which is pretty crazy.
Okay. That is indeed the record. That is cool.
He recently got that, the any percent yesterday. He got a new world record, which we watched at the start of stream. You can check it out if you're interested. This is the part that most of you guys, I think, would be interested in. It is the double loot and the triple loot. Roll this entire loot table again 2 more times, adding this result to the loot. There's a 38% chance you hit this. Roll this entire loot table 3 more times, adding the result to the loot, 2% chance. Whenever you land on this, what it does is it's like it adds more rolls on top of it. So imagine somebody says, "Oh, pick 3 things from this list, or pick 1 thing from this list," and the 1 thing you choose is the double loot. Well, the double loot says, "Oh, pick 2 things from the list now." Okay, I get to pick 2. Okay, I pick the randomness. Let's say it picks one of the rare stones, like the water stone, and then for the second pick, it lands on triple loot. Well, then it goes back to the top. It says pick 3 more loots now. And then so it can just keep landing through RNG. It can keep landing on these double loots or triple loots, making it where it has to keep re-rolling over and over. That's why there are insanely rare seeds out there where somebody opens a great chest and over 1,000 HP drops out on the ground. Because what happened is it just kept going through the double loot, triple loot, double loot, triple loot, just over and over and over. And then it also was landing on health pickup, flasks, and other things on the side as well. And this, ends up getting wild. When the double loot gets rolled, can the double loot get rolled again? Yes, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Your double loot could actually 2 times land on the double loot, which then means it has a 4 reroll. You know what I mean? And this can happen. I don't know if there's any like mechanism in place to make it stop. This could happen, I think, like 100 times or some shit. Just pick the hearts. What are you on about there, Todd? Just go heart, health pickup. But there are crazy things out there that even to this day we probably have not gotten to experience. I'm not to say that we wouldn't know it's possible. Like obviously we know that theoretically a great chest could drop, I don't know, 5,000 health. But have I seen it? No. But theoretically it exists. There could be a scenario where you open a great chest and it drops, I don't know, 40 flasks. There may be some things in place for the engine to not do that, but you get the idea. You can see things that nobody's got to experience organically because of this. Yeah, exactly. It's some kind of recursion craziness. So the reason I want to show this chart, and I'm going to link in the chat, is because we are going to get 1 more great chest from the end of everything. So there's the list if you're really interested. So we're wanting to do this in a safe way. We're going to be firing a very deadly spell, and we want to do this in a way that doesn't beat my ass. So how do we do that? Alright, so I kind of forgot to grab my tablet, but we can go grab a tablet over here. As long as I don't black hole it. There we go, there's a tablet right there that I want. Waterstone's a little pointless. Alright. Now, the reason I wanted the tablet is because if I do it correctly, so it's gonna have to be like a lob like this. Notice that the enemy that I just killed, look at him, his corpse is still there. It did not explode. So I can eat this corpse and get whatever effect I want. If I kill him through sheer damage, like stabbing him like this, actually it's probably not the best way to show you. Let me do it like this. When he dies, his corpse explodes. That's because we have the perk Exploding Corpses. That makes it so that there's no corpse for us. Well, there's just tiny bits of the corpse to eat. We need to eat the corpse of a polymage. It will give us a good amount of poly immunity. So our goal right now is finding a polymage. There we go. There's one right there. That didn't take long. This area is jam-packed with them, so that's to be expected. So we want to get rid of all the bad guys that are not polymages. Oh crap, there's our polymage right there. He's making me a bit nervous. So what we're going to do is actually just spam. We're going to see if he burns to death. That's fine with us. That is fine with us. There he goes. He just died. He just died. So we're going to eat his corpse. Basically, if I kill him, his corpse is going to explode. We don't want to kill him directly. So now we got a little bit of polymorphine. Let's see if I can get a tiny bit more. That would be nice if I could. And since I already have poly immunity, we should be able to be pretty safe while doing this. We just have to find a mage. Oh, there was one right there. So what we're going to do... Oh, shit. I didn't mean to kill him. He jumped in front of the shot. Like, he dove in front of that shit. He's a hero. Mr. President, get down! And yes, this does include this kind of poly. Like if I break this, you'll see that I am immune to that poly as well. Poly mages. Again, normally you'd be scared in here, but once you eat that first mage, then you know you're in a pretty good spot. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this tablet. I wish I could see better, but... Okay, we're gonna fail at throwing that. What the fuck? Hey, you! Stop being annoying. Dude, I can't see! Is it phasing through him? I swear it is. Maybe it is. I'm pretty sure if we tablet throw it like this, it's gonna... Oh, wait, we got him. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was gonna credit us for that. I did not want the credit. I did not want that shit exploding. There we go. 230 seconds is pretty good. There we go. We can eat his too. It's just, the key is getting that first mage killed. Once you get the first mage down, then from there because normally you have to be worried. If you get hit by a poly shot, you're just going to be fucked. You're just going to like insta die. But once you eat the first mage, you're like, oh, okay, now I can run around to here and not be too worried. Though you got to remember, there is a weakening mage that I think whenever it hits you, yeah, will remove your poly immunity temporarily, I think. Let's see, here we go. Be careful with those mages, man. There we go. We got lots of poly immunity. So the end of everything. Oops. The end of everything. And we cast it. There we go. We cast it, and there's explosive detonator if I really want to use it for keeping me safe. So that's like a backup plan. So say the poly shots fire off and I didn't have the poly immunity, I could spam explosive detonator like this, and what it does is it actually it will kill the poly shots right when they're created. But in my case, I don't really need to do that. I can just let them spawn and try to hit me, because my immunity will be more than enough. See, I'll show you, watch this. Boom, delete all of them. Delete all of them. So you can just hold it down so they just delete instantly. It's always helpful to have a couple methods in place. Look at all that freezing vapor trapped in there. Come on. Get out of here, worms. Boom, 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 boom. Ow. Wait, where was the sample? I wasn't paying attention. Wait, did I move too early? I moved too late. Oh, it was right there. I'm gonna cast it again. I want to see the chest visually clearly. Go away, worms. Go away, worms. Nobody trusts you. Aw, damn it. It destroyed it instantly again. I think I have to time it in such a way that, like, the final nukes we don't blow up. I also don't want the worms around. I'm gonna try to get to a spot that these little worms won't get in the way. Alright, there you go. I'm gonna stop blowing them up. There it is. Oh, we only got to see it for a brief second. But you did get to see it. If you get a little more space, like if you do it in the sky, the nukes won't be hitting solid material, causing them to blow up quite as early, which is the reason I'm not getting to see them as well. But I didn't want to go all the way up to the surface. I was being kind of lazy, I guess, because I thought I was going to be able to pull it off. But, yep. Watch right here. You see it? You could just see it for a moment. There it is. You see the... Wait, does the nuke hit it directly? I swear a nuke... Yeah, a nuke hits it directly right into the great chest. Using this method, though, with the end of everything, if you were to know an exact pixel that can give you some crazy good loots, the end of everything, you can manipulate your positioning because the great chest spawns according to where the player is standing. That's why some of the craziest runs in Noita involve using the end of everything to manipulate great chests and intentionally get stuff out of it, like an orb that allows you to go all the way to 36 orbs and fight the strongest boss in the game and all that kind of stuff. I got nothing left. It's time to wrap it up. Gamma, this, black hole, sure. What?
I really wish you guys could see this guy right now. He is drenched in sweat.
Well, the lava kind of bugged out a bit there. Oh no! I didn't mean to shoot it away. I was just kind of goofing around. Damn, the Holy Lance actually does a great job at moving it right now. Not good enough, though, apparently. Not good enough to, you know, completely relocate it. Should have cast the end of everything in there. You've only been awake for 8 hours? I'm hungry! I haven't eaten yet! I did eat a couple Cheetos. I was starving earlier, but still! Let's lock in the bets. I won! I won! We did get the 3 great chests. Later, Dunk, good luck with the ice storm. Don't worry, like, I'll be... Let me think. It's Thursday morning, so I streamed tonight, no issues. And then the next stream, it'll start to rain while I'm streaming. So if it actually is going to be a problem for like power outages and stuff, you guys will probably be very aware because I'll be on stream like, oh shit, power's flickering, or you know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. I don't think it's going to be that crazy. I mean, the only reason it even is a little bit crazy is because the Texas infrastructure is usually just not set up for much snow / ice, at least where I'm at in Texas. There are parts of Texas that actually get a lot of snow every year, but you know, majority of Texas, 90% plus is like you rarely ever see snow. In fact, if you go to the really southern part of Texas, they pretty much never get snow, maybe once every like 7 years or some shit. Hold on, let me check the... Wait, was there... Oh, there it is. Whew, I started to get scared for a second. I was like, it's not showing up. It's not showing up. We're good. Golden yes signs going out to DBX, Brian Eddy, Nines001, and Marin Mizu. Congratulations to you 4. You're now joining at a very important club. These are the golden yes people. These are the prime important community members that we have going on in the Moist Mob. You guys said yes 7 times in a row, and you were right all 7 times. Now your sign, anytime you predict yes in the channel, actually will shine gold so that everybody knows you're a Giga Chad. You're him. or her or them or hamster. T.I. Shirley, you wouldn't lie to us. What? I didn't say. What are you talking about? 7 streaks going out to Bison, Lewd Waifus, Chosen Ones, Mar and Mizu, Ness, Brian Eddy, Purdy Mouth, Liquid Cake, Dodgy, Naro, Stardust, Violent, and DBX. Woo! I'm running out of oxygen. We got this, though. -7s. These 3 earned a dunce cap going out to Super Rumen. Nailed it. Inbill, An Untold Story. Yeah, Giga Chat, I see you, Inbill. I see you celebrating your... Hey, remember, it's instantly in your backpack, so you can equip it whenever you would like. Can you explain why there's no big streaks on this daily? What are you talking about? Look at these streaks right here. Incarus and Granite over here, or Granite, however you want to say it. Granite, double 7 streaks going out to both of them. Incarus, Granite, congratulations on the 14 predictions in a row. Correct. Congrats. Didn't believe in paying the price. Turakoishi with a -6 streak that they threw directly into the dumpster. I have no idea why. Hey, it's their 7 streak. They can do what they want. First time catching a stream, you somehow look more bald live. What? Jinxed? You're somebody's alt account. That is not a new community member. That's somebody pretending. Now I want to stake. Same. I'm about to go eat a burger right now. Thanks for hanging out today. Thanks for listening to my yapping. I know a lot of times I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just yapping into the void. But I appreciate the fact that you guys hang out with me. Keep me company while I'm just being a crazy, sweaty nerd. So thanks for chilling with us. I think there is somebody playing Noita right now that we've raided in the past. Where is he? We actually have a couple community members. Yeah, we have... Steffi's on, I see that. Mardi Gras is on. We've rated him recently. He's playing Hunt. Tell him he's a traitor and he disgusts me. And that he needs to come back to the Noita life. But you know what? We can show Steffi some love. Steffi right now is doing some Archipelago. Says... Archipelago Randomizer, Curse the Bucket Async, the big async TM tomorrow. Various Archie async stuff. If you don't know what Archipelago is, it's a pretty interesting concept. It doesn't have to be just done in Noita. It's where you take other games and you tie them together, meaning you can be playing Mario 64 and you're missing one of the stars in Mario 64 to progress, and it turns out that star that you need could be located in Noita in one of the holy mountains or some shit like that. I'm a noob at it. I've just watched Steffi play it. That's all I know. But Steffi's playing it right now. We're going to send you guys on over to her. Usually her stream is a chill vibe stream, so have fun hanging out over there, queuing up the raid. Enjoy some more Noita for the rest of your Thursday, and I'll be back tonight in 15 hours. Well, let me move this. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place, trying to yap at the same time. Definitely not my skill set. Appreciate the love, Johnny. It's an async on the main Discord. Oh, asynchronous on the main. So like the Archipelago community is running like a massive async. How many players do you know, Steffi? Some of these are crazy. Some of the numbers that they run these archipelagos with hundreds of players. I don't know what the plan is for that one that Steffi's talking about, but they can get pretty wild. Thanks for hanging out today. I'm gonna go feast. I'm starving to death. Sorry if you're like laying in bed and I'm making you hungry. Not sure how many players, but there was 2,000 slots. What? 2,000 slots last world, so they could do 2,000 players asynchronous. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. By Dunk has lustrous hair. Is that luscious? I thought you were saying like lustrous and luscious. I don't know why my brain was just combining these 2 words. I don't know what I'm yapping about. I'm just yapping. The raid's about to go off. I don't want to bore you before you hang out with Steffi. Did a huge sync last weekend. 360 Chris have been doing another one. Well, I hope you're taking part, Steffi, because you're pretty much my only connection to the Archipelago world. Thanks for the good time, chat. I'll see you in 15 hours. Thanks for love and support. Deuces. Peace out. Bye.